This is Twisted Tides. It's a brand new game that just came out. It's available on itch.io, and today we are going to play The Common Route. Yes, we are. Now this is by Selune Studios, that is the dev. We always have some kind of mission. We always have a target boyfriend. How does that sound? I think it's time for us to get started. Listen, okay, we have nowhere to go but the arms of a cute knight. Lying, ling, finner, finer. Okay, we appreciated the map. Yes, we did. All right, we're gonna keep it as Tabitha, okay? Because Tabitha is an established character. Oh, Tabby for short. That's cute. Okay. Oh, look at MC. Isn't she adorable? She's so cute. Oh my gosh. I've always been alone. But I am particularly so now, more than ever. I left the only place I've ever known 2 days ago. There was no point in staying anymore. They spoke in hushed voices everywhere I turned. Did you hear about Lady Tabitha's parents? Poor thing. I heard they became ill and passed within a week. An illness? Do you think she has it? That's so scary. Not only that, but I haven't seen her shed a tear. Quite heartless. Man, these people be talking about us. I didn't feel the need to hear any more. It really is gorgeous. Let's take a look at this background. I absolutely love this background. I love the lights. It's like fairy lights with the lantern and the moonlight shining in through the trees. This is stunning. Wow. MC is pretty cute too. I didn't feel the need to hear any more. I packed what little belongings I had into a bag and set off. Everything belonged to my parents. Without a will, I have not even a coin to my name. So we're totally broke. Oh, and they didn't have a will. Parents are gone. How sad. In their wake, all I found was a note in a coat pocket. A name and an address scrawled hurriedly with tinges of red on the paper. I can only hope I'll find some answers there, whoever it may be. Poor MC. Life has not been easy for you, girl, has it? There it is. I steel my nerves and walk up to the door. This is also amazingly gorgeous. All these backgrounds we've seen so far are stunning. Hello. There's a single candle lit. Surely someone must be home. I'm about to knock again when the door slams open. I want to go to vacation there too. Real. A body rushes out of the door, spots me, and stops in their tracks. The person in front of me is not one I recognize, and I am stunned into silence. Surely this cannot be who I was looking for. The boy with white hair, like mine. He wears a strange embroidered pattern on a material I have never seen before in the village. Can I help you? He sounds agitated, and he slung a bag over his shoulder. I remember that I am on a mission, an important one at that. I am looking for Marina. He gives me an untrusting glance, one that matches mine. What's your relation? I grit my teeth. The truth is, I don't know. But if I tell him that, I'm not sure that I can risk it. Look away. Maybe this was a dead end. What's your name? Tabitha. You're the niece she spoke of. Huh? Mother had a sister? Father never told me. I thought I had no family left. But if she had a sister... If you really are her blood, then you should know she's gone. We don't have anyone, do we? No family left. Where did she go? He immediately picks up the pace and starts marching out into the forest. I chase after him. Gone? I beg your pardon. What else does gone mean? She was supposed to be back 3 weeks ago. I'm going out to find her. 3 weeks? What have you been doing all this time? He stops in his tracks, visibly irritated, in its sunbun fashion. Waiting for her to come back. A lot of good that's done. Who even are you? Why are you at her home? That's a good question, girl, real. I'm a family friend. You wouldn't know me. I wouldn't know you? Why? Why wouldn't I know you? Well, I wish I could say it was a pleasure. Now, why don't you tell me where you're going? I like how she's got a little spunk. She's a sweet summer child with some spunk. He sneers. And why should I tell you? Because she's my family. It's my right to know where she is. Maybe if you were closer, you would know. Incapable of containing my rage, I crush my foot into his, forcefully. Take that. Yeah, you deserve that. He grunts in pain. Ugh. What the hell? I won't back down. I won't ask again. Where are you going? Where do you think she is? I bring my foot up in preparation for another strike. Yeah, beat him up, girl. We're coming out the gate swinging, okay? We're hurting folks. Enough, I'll tell you. So put your boot down. The last thing I need right now is an injury. I lower my foot down slowly, still glaring. Exactly, Milky. Sometimes violence is the answer. Real. Like I said, I don't know. She went out to find some herbs, and she hasn't been back since. I thought she was just taking her time, but now... Something must have happened. He doesn't respond. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself. We'll find her. We have to. If not... We must find her immediately. Do you have any idea where she is? She mentioned going to the main city to locate some specific herb. I'm going to scout there and see if anyone has seen her. The harbor. Let's set off right now. You're just going to invite yourself along, just like that? Judging from his peculiar clothes and strange appearance, albeit similar to mine, which I dislike, he's not from here. There's no way he knows how to get anywhere. She's making all these judgments about this man. Girl, you don't know him. You don't know if he knows his way around or not. Unless you'd like to find the harbor by yourself, I assume you've familiarized yourself with all Ling maps. He glares at me. Fine. It's a little late for introductions, but whatever. You can call me Theo. A pleasure. I can barely get the words out of my lips. I may have always been alone, but my books were far better company than this. Theo rolls his eyes. Great. Well, I hope you're ready to leave right now because I'm not waiting around. He's so mean. I like him. I like sundays. He's definitely a sunbun. My tone drips with sarcasm. You wish that you could eat pork that wasn't ham or bacon, but there are consequences for that. Are you allergic to pork? A lot of people are allergic to pork. You're gonna make pork belly and rice for dinner, Milky? That sounds yummy. I could hardly keep a gentleman such as yourself waiting, we said sarcastically. I curtsy with a grimace and start marching off in front of him, forcing him to quicken his pace. I assume you know where you're going. Of course I do. I've read just about every map there is of the entire island. How long will it take? I guess she pegged him correctly. He really doesn't know where he is going. I pause. About 2 days on foot. Speaking of which, shouldn't you have a carriage? People mainly travel by horse and carriage on the island, or use a ship to get to one of the smaller outer islands. Oh, you have a sensitivity to the pork. At least you can eat bacon. Yes, the island is large enough that crossing from one side to the other could take 5 days on foot and 2 to 3 days by horse. No, I came through the sea. Well, it would have been a lot better if you had taken a carriage. Where's your carriage then? Ooh, he threw that right back in our face. I grip my teeth, irritated. We carry on in a less than comfortable silence. It's been about 6 hours of walking and dusk is upon us. Let's take a look at this background. I have to look at all the backgrounds because they're so gorgeous and they're magical and they're ethereal and I love them. Wow. How much longer do you want to keep walking? He makes a face. What? Are you tired already? I was simply inquiring since you hardly seem the athletic type. We're just going to roast this guy the whole way there. Wherever we're going. We're roasting him the entire time. And you are? I grumble underneath my breath. More than you, I'd wager. He glares at me. I wish I could just search for her myself. But I wouldn't even recognize her if I saw her. Wow, we haven't seen her in a long time, have we? I want to ask him what she looks like, but my pride stops me. These are things I should already know. It is humiliating that I do not. Just then, I feel a couple drops of rain. First one, then two. Suddenly, a deluge of water is upon us. I guess this is it for the night. Come. He moves under some thick-leaved trees where the rain is more sparse and lays down a blanket. Are you going to just stand there, or are you going to sit? I shoot him a look and go sit on the furthest corner from him. Hi, Midnight Audios. Welcome, you stunner, and thank you for redeeming Treat a Pup. Guess what, puppies? It's time for you to get treated. You a good girl? Yeah? Yes, you are. Hey, Penny. Boop. Good boop. I shoot him a look and go sit on the furthest corner from him. You have insomnia, Midnight? Oh, so sad. Insomnia is typically not my problem. My problem is I don't want to go to bed. But usually once I do go to bed, I usually fall asleep pretty good. And I usually don't have trouble sleeping. I'm fine right here. He rolls his eyes and holds up his hands. Fine. But don't complain when you die of cold. He's like this. Don't complain to me, girl. I shan't. I would welcome it. So what now? Do we simply wait for the rain to stop? He goes and sits down on the other corner of the mat. Yeah, it's late. So we would have to stop soon anyway. We'll just start again in the morning. No matter. We must be halfway there about now. Normally it would take closer to 3 days, but at our current pace, we're making impeccably good time. Likely to get away from each other as quickly as possible. I see. Another silence falls over us. It's impossible to tell what this man is thinking, and I know nothing about him. I cannot count on him to distract me from my thoughts. I hug my knees to my chest, trying not to think about what happens when we find her. The only family I have left. She must know of me, for her to have mentioned it to Theo. But as far as I can recall, we have never met. I wonder why Father never spoke of her. Yes, why indeed? So many mysteries about our family. I glance back at Theo. He must care about her a great deal to be out searching for her. Should I disappear? Would anyone notice? I know they would not. Poor girl, she's lonely. And the only person there to keep us company is a rude sunbun. I find my eyelids growing heavier with these thoughts as slumber takes me. The world is a dangerous place. You're never to venture outside on your own. Do you understand? People are vicious and cruel. They will always try to hurt you when they can. You are not to speak to any strangers or listen to anything they have to say, even if it is your mother. Wow, that's harsh. Why we gotta be like that? You can only trust me, understand? That doesn't seem healthy. Yes, Father. That does not seem healthy to me. Why do we have to be so isolated? Real. You know, children need to grow up with other people in their lives. Father? I sit up in a flash, breathing heavily. Where am I? I looked around hurriedly, shaking myself out of my reverie. The dampness of the grass beneath me brings me back to my surroundings. Oh, my situation comes back to me. I take a look at Theo beside me, sleeping soundly. Father would have never allowed this, and yet here I am with a stranger in the middle of the woods. A pit of shame forms in my stomach. That is pretty sus, I agree. I shouldn't feel like this. I am a vicious, vicious being. The pain in my stomach keeps me awake until the exhaustion finally takes me again. Poor girl. Oh, how beautiful is this? This art, I can't. It's too beautiful. Oh my God, you know what I want to do? I want this to be like my computer desktop background or something. It's so stunning. Or like my cell phone background or something. It's just, I want to print it out. I want it to be an oil painting hanging in my house in a beautiful wooden oak frame. The sun shines brightly through the forest leaves when I awake. I look at my lap to find a blanket placed on me. Aw, Theo. Theo must have given this to me. Speaking of which, where is? I glance beside me, only to find no sign of him. Of course, it is only natural that he would go off without me. Another pit forms in my stomach, heavier this time. Bringing me along was probably an unwelcome nuisance. My limbs feeling heavier than before, I force myself to get up and dust my clothing off. Even if I am alone, I can still find her, somehow. What are you doing? Ah! I instinctively kick my foot out at the shadow in front of me. Ugh! Again? Really? What's wrong with you? Theo, I thought you had left. I did, to get food. Or would you rather starve? This is definitely going to leave a mark. Would you stop kicking the same... Oh, he's saying that. It's definitely going to leave a mark. Would you stop kicking the same area? Quit kicking me. I wouldn't have kicked you had you properly announced your presence. I take no blame in this. Theo clenches and unclenches his jaw, shoving a bag at me. Whatever. I got breakfast. See, he's actually being sweet. He didn't abandon us, He got us food. What a sweetheart. I gingerly open the bag and peer at its contents, taking a small sniff. Fish? Freshly caught. I assume you know how to make a fire. Oh, did you catch that fish yourself? No. He gives me a withering stare. He's like, really? Are you serious? Oh, I see. All you have is book knowledge. Yes, he sighs, taking a matchbox out of his pocket. I figured as much. And what is that supposed to mean? Whatever you think it does. My stomach growls before I can continue arguing, so I put a pin in it for now. I can always make him repent later. And yes, we will. He begins grilling the fish over the fire, rotating them slowly. Once the first fish is done, he hands it over to me. Thank you. I take a cautious bite. I've never eaten like this before. I mostly lived off meals the housekeepers prepared. The fish is soft, with a somewhat buttery taste. I try not to think about the fact that I am chewing skin. Do you not usually eat fish? Or other kinds of meat? What fish is this? Halibut. Do you like it? It is intriguing. I've not had fish before. Are you a vegetarian, Tabitha, or a vegan? He gives me a strange look. You live on an island. How have you not had fish? My house wasn't anywhere near the sea. On an island. I stayed quiet for a moment, hesitant in my response. I didn't really get the opportunity to travel much outside of my village. And probably not even outside of your home, because your daddy was like, trust no one. Don't talk to anyone. That's probably why she's so sheltered. I see. Well, in that case, you'll get to explore while we search. Take the chance to do everything you couldn't do before. That was actually kind of him to say. Everything I couldn't do before. The ghost of a smile finds its way to my lips. I think I shall do so. We've walked for another half a day when I notice something odd. Do you hear that? Hear what? Trumpets. They're coming from the direction we're headed in. What do you think it is? Only one way to find out. Ooh, is it a festival? There's tents. It looks like a Renaissance fair. Also, once again, we have stunning art. Look at this. I love it. I love it. After an hour, we arrive at the source of the noise, a festival of some kind. There are multicolored tents, food stalls, and people everywhere. Villagers stroll about, children running around and jumping excitedly. Most wear commoners' clothing, with a couple exceptions. What is this? It's a jousting festival. I recall reading a little about these tournaments in my books, but it seems experiencing it is another beast entirely. To what end? Probably just for fun. Some people experience something called joy. I know what joy is. You don't have to be like that, Theo. Real. I ignore his remark. This is my first time seeing one. Oh, this poor girl is so isolated. She's been so sheltered. She's never been to a festival before. She's never gotten to have fun with friends. This poor thing. The only way that she knows anything about the world is those books she reads. The only way that she knows where she's going has to be books with maps in them, like she said earlier, because I would think that she wouldn't have a good sense of direction, having been sheltered that much throughout her life. Real. The aroma of grilled food is overwhelming, and my mouth waters in spite of itself. This is hardly the time to be eating. We must ask if anyone has seen her whereabouts. Theo raises a doubtful eyebrow. Marina, you think anyone here would know? We must start somewhere. I hesitate. Could you describe her for me? I thought this would make him taken by surprise, the fact that I've not seen her before, but he doesn't move an inch. She looks like you. I see. I will go this way. I take my leave from him, steeling myself to march up to the nearest person. I think I can do it until I'm about standing in front of them, words frozen in my mouth. I've had close to no practice speaking with strangers thus far. The housekeepers only spoke to chide me, and father was never home, always leaving on business errands. And mother... Oh, conversations flow so smoothly in stories. I should simply copy those. I take a deep breath and force myself to speak. Wow, it's really hitting me even more just how sheltered and isolated this poor woman has been her whole life. It's shocking. Excuse me, have you seen a woman with white hair pass this way? Perhaps by the name of Marina? She may look similar to me. A woman with white hair? Are you looking for your grandmother? No, she is younger than that. Most probably. My dear, you are the only young woman with white hair I have ever seen. Have a fun tournament now. She flounces away, not a care in the world. I decided to wear white hair like MC today. See, I'm like cosmic, and I'm wearing blue. I am. Yes. I release a breath. Of course it wouldn't be as simple as obtaining a lead from the first person I asked. I gather up some more confidence and continue my inquisition tirelessly. After an hour of rejections, my hopes are beginning to waver. I trudge amongst the different stalls selling various wares, miserably, and settle down on a bench. My muscles feel like they're going to melt away any second. I should have known better. There's no way I could have the stamina needed for a long journey, not when I have lived the way I have. What should I do now? We can go back to Theo. We can keep asking around, or we can continue sitting for a while. You know what? Let's let's ask around. Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep asking around. Yeah. I should continue asking around. I get up to do so and immediately run into something solid. Oh dear, my sincere apologies. Are you in a rush? I peer up at the object I hit, only to find a man in a gorgeous ensemble with a twinkling smile. Ooh, who could this be? Oh, hi. Look, everyone, it's my today's boyfriend poster boy. No. Now, the real poster boy is Theo, but my poster boy is this guy. Handsome stranger. I feel overwhelming instinct to curtsy in his presence, so I do. He's quite authoritative, isn't he? I beg your pardon. I shouldn't have rushed. He stays silent for a moment, and I feel the heat of his gaze on the crown of my head, and my cheeks flush in embarrassment. Oh, we're blushing. We're blushing already. It took nothing. That did not take anything. I would like nothing more than to run away at this very moment. If you'll excuse me. If I may, you have the most beautiful hair that I've ever seen. Oh, thank you. My cheeks burn even hotter, my eyes still cast downward. That's very kind of you. I turn to rush off when he speaks again. If I might be so bold as to inquire your name. Oh. Tabitha. The man gives me a half bow and introduces himself. It is a pleasure, Lady Tabitha. Please, call me Hikaru. I give another small curtsy, still not meeting his eyes in my humiliation. He reminds you of Haku from Spirited Away? With that haircut? Yeah, he totally does. I definitely see that. Real. The pleasure is mine, Sir Hikaru. Sir Haku. Now it's in my head. I have Spirited Away in my head now. The pleasure is mine, Sir Hikaru. So tell me, what has you in such a hurry? I couldn't hurt to ask one last person, I suppose. I'm in search of a family member, but no one has seen her. He places a hand under his chin thoughtfully. I see. Take this. Take this. It's dangerous out there. Take this. Zelda line? Zelda reference, perchance? He places a gold coin in my palm and closes his hand over it. Oh. Come by the castle. I will see to it personally that you find what you're looking for. The castle? Remember, humans never help each other out of anything other than self-interest. Understood? Wow, Father. And what do you mean humans like that? Aren't we a human too? Alarms are ringing in my head, but I have no choice but to accept his words. Thank you. Hikaru breaks his gaze. That's my cue. I hope to see you soon. Oh, okay. He gives me another twinkling smile and disappears into the crowd. A twinkling smile. I like him. Yes, I do. I like the poster boy I picked for today. I ask myself what his motivations for helping me could be when I hear someone else come up beside me. Hey, there you are. Find anything? Maybe so. Why are we here again? You said you'd never been to a joust before, right? Indeed. This can be one new thing for you to explore. Oh, he's like helping make sure that we're getting some exposure to the real world. What a nice guy. You said you found a lead, right? Then we can relax for a second. I suppose. Is jousting fun? See and decide for yourself. Two riders on the biggest horses I have ever seen come onto the field. One in blue and one in red. Both wear full suits of armor. So this is just for show? Probably. There's a lot of festivals like these. And you've been to one? I've been to a few. Begin the first round, says the announcer. The first round! First round goes to blue! The red jouster hops down from his horse and trades with another knight wearing red. Why are they switching? Probably a competition to see who the best jouster is. As soon as you fall off once, you're out, and someone else on your team jumps in. Until there is only one man left standing. And they're using blunted weapons? He snickers. I think there'd be a lot more screaming if there weren't. What a garish sense of humor. Begin the second round. Second round goes to blue. It continues like this for another 20 rounds, blue winning each time. It would appear that the knight in blue is quite experienced. Seems like it. It appears that our blue team has exhausted all the options from the red team. Do we have any volunteers from the crowd who would like to try? Oh! The men in the stands cheer, each begging for a turn. It's somewhat baffling. I'm still unsure what the point of the entire game is. Listen, girl, it's to knock the other person off their horse. And I have been to Renaissance festivals before and seen jousting. Yes, I have. I love Ren fairs. I love them. To display one's prowess? Wait. Protest his going to joust. Watch him silently as he leaves or tell him to be careful. He can joust if he wants. I'm not going to tell this man what to do. Tell him to be careful. Watch him silently as he leaves. I'll watch him as he leaves. Because, listen, I don't need to tell a grown man what to do. I watch him go with a silent glare, slightly stunned, and wondering why he would even participate in such an event. You love jousting at the Ren Fair? Real. I love watching it. I've never actually done it, but it's so fun. There's a heel at the one that you go to that you like to root for. I love that so much. Amazing. I hadn't taken him for the type that enjoys showing off, but it appears I was mistaken. He walks out onto the field, pulls on some armor, and mounts the red team's horse with a suspiciously seasoned ease. Are you a knight, sir? And just pretending that you're, I don't know. Is he pretending to be anything? What even is this guy? Who even is this guy? We really know nothing about him. We know nothing. Where are you from, Sir Theo? Oh, you don't do the jousting. You love watching it. You're like me. Now that's the kind of confidence I like to see. Let's give it up for the new member of the red team. Yay! I cheered with the crowd. Let the last round begin. Theo and the blue jouster rush towards each other. I brace myself for impact. I open my eyes, praying for zero bloodshed. Both of them are still on their horses. Oh, it's a tie. What say we try again? Oh, he's really good because blue has been crushing everyone, but he had a tie. Wow. My stomach churns. Even with blunt weapons, falling off of a horse is no small injury. Even falling from the wrong angle could lead to instant death. I cannot even imagine having to go the rest of this journey alone without someone who already knows what she looks like. Well, if you know what yourself looks like, he said she looks like you. Another tie! Unbelievable! We may have a new talent on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. What do you say to one last round? I grit my teeth. If this isn't simply a fluke or some kind, I question where Theo got the experience to take on his team's best rider. He certainly didn't seem physically capable of it. I brace myself for impact again and shut my eyes. I peek one eye open and take a look at the damage. The blue jouster and Theo are both still seated on their horses, now from the opposite ends of the arena. Theo's lance is now broken in half. It looks like we finally have a winner. Congratulations to the blue team. Blue is undefeated, y'all. Undefeated blue team. Red team, you did well. And for our volunteer, was it just beginner's luck, or do we have a seasoned player on our hands? Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, Theo can joust. Theo's was good, you know? It took more time and effort for the blue team to beat him. As the crowd disperses, the unknown jouster takes off his helmet to reveal a long, dark ponytail. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Oh, hi. A familiar ponytail. Hi, handsome stranger. Look, you guys, it's today's boyfriend. This is the guy I want to go for. Yes, I do. It's the man who gave me that coin earlier. He was a knight all along. I realize now that the colors the knight is wearing are the colors of the kingdom, and it dawns on me that the jousters must all be royal knights. Theo competed with the kingdom's top knights and almost won. I'm still trying to make heads or tails of it when Theo comes back. Hey. Where did you learn jousting skills like that? I didn't. We just play a similar game where I'm from. It's called transferable skills. He's such a son. I squint, not quite believing him. Before I can interrogate him further, a third person pops up. It's Hikaru. Hi. I thought I'd come to greet the man who almost bested me. It is a pleasure. Theo immediately looks sour and put upon. He's so grumpy. He's so grumpy. I'm sure it is. If it isn't too forward of me, I would like to cordially invite you to join the Knights of the Royal Palace. We could use someone like you. Ooh, you're getting recruited because you're badass. I'm not interested. Unbothered, the knight's gaze surveys the area. Is that so? His eyes finally lock on mine. Well, if it isn't the lady I met earlier, how are you faring? Oh, I am better. Thank you. His gaze flickers between us. Forgive my intrusion. Have you come together? Yes. His attitude could really use some work. He is aiding me in my search. A smile plays on Hikaru's face once more. I see. And how important is her search to you, my friend? Why don't we make a deal? If you become one of my knights, I will personally fund your search and send off a rescue team myself. Wow. Wow, y'all. He really wants his dude as a knight. My breath catches. What a normal person may not be able to achieve or find. The royal knights certainly seem like they could. Theo looks unconvinced. And I'm supposed to just take you at your word? Why, of course, my word is absolute. Theo scoffs. I've never known a royal to keep their promises. A sparkle of amusement dances in Hikaru's eyes. Then it shall be my pleasure to be the first. Excuse me, a royal? Hikaru bows gracefully. I believe titles are overrated, but my official title is the Crown Prince. This man is the Crown Prince. I'm having a hard time digesting this information, and why the prince would be this far outside the castle. I curtsy respectfully and reintroduce myself. Theo, this is the person who gave me the coin. He said he would aid us on our mission. And you believe him? Not only are people untrustworthy, they will take every chance they can to betray you at each and every opportunity. Flashback time, y'all. Yes. This may be our best chance at finding her. No one here has seen her, and they must have all traveled far distances to come to a field such as this. It would be easier if we had a team working with us. Sound and capable reasoning. I see your beauty matches your intellect. Oh, stop. He's hitting on us. I peek at Theo, whose frown seems to be deepening by the second, and Theo does not like it. Theo? He exhales and his anger seems to fade a bit with it. Then it would appear this is our only option. I appreciate the flexibility. As a token of my appreciation, please allow me to escort you back to the castle. As a knight, you will have lodgings inside the castle, and I will make sure to arrange a room for Lady Tabitha as well. Lady Tabitha, not just Tabitha. Oh, yes. Yeah, and what's in it for you? He smiles, but something in his eyes darkens. Every now and then I aim to do something good. Call it a balancing act. Heavy on one side, I'm sure. When do we depart? I'm glad we can agree. We will depart as soon as you are ready. As we bring our belongings to the carriage, I use this opportunity to interrogate Theo. Interrogate. Yes. Would you like to tell me what that was all about? Does it matter? We're getting what we want. It does, because your attitude could squander our mission. He scoffs. Yeah, right. I just glare at him. You can't trust royals. You don't have to agree with me on anything else, but just know that you can't. Father often mentioned his distrust of royals and spoke of their treachery. More than anything, he recounted stories of the wrongdoings of nobility and the amount of coin that hushed each scenario. Theo must be telling the truth. The thought makes my stomach grow heavy, and a certain gloom makes a home in my heart. Well, not all of them are trash. I can see why regular people wouldn't trust royals, and I don't know about the society here, and I don't know what their history is like, but I get it. I do get it. But it's also not fair to just judge this prince immediately just because he's a royal. He's been a nice guy so far. He hasn't done anything shady, Maybe give him the benefit of a doubt. Also, he's really hot. People are not to be trusted, no matter what. Yeah, but what about Theo? Are you trusting him now? He's people. Will the knights really help find her? Why do you trust Theo so much? What reason has he given you to trust him? None, okay? It was nice that he fed us. He got us a fish. That was nice. But listen, we know nothing about this man. Meanwhile, in a land not so far away, a lone pirate ship sails in turquoise waters on a clear, sunny day. Look at that, y'all. It's cute. It's a cute pirate ship. Ah, I just love the taste of the ocean air in the morning. Do you agree, Gims? Ugh, no. I feel like I'm about to hurl. Ugh. Are you a landlubber, Gims? Nonsense! You're just being sensitive. Walk it off. The man slaps his old friend on the back and strides casually to the helm, his sword shining in the sunlight. It's the perfect day for something new. Captain, land ho! Perfect! Pull the shore. I have a good feeling about this island. The captain hops down from the ship and lands in the same way a cat always lands on its feet. Did you see those man's pants? When we get a chance, we're going to look at those pants because they were fabulous. Now let's see what we have here. Walking through the brush of the island, he notices a trail of blood. Crew, stand back. I shall investigate. Yarr! It is by no means an unusual scenario. The captain put the lives of the crew and his ship above all else, perhaps even himself. He slowly creeps around the brush to follow what would seem to be fresh droplets of blood, getting closer and closer to the wounded being. Oh my! There, inside a cavern on the island, lays a creature of only legend. Though the normal eye may only see it for what it is, he knew better. He holds his breath, peering closer. Oh, Selkie! Is that what MC is? Is MC a Selkie? What exactly even is a Selkie? Y'all, I feel like I need to know what a Selkie is. Let's see what Google says. Selkie meaning. Okay, y'all, here's Wikipedia. Here's what it says. Selkies are mythological creatures that can shapeshift between seal and human forms by removing or putting on their seal skin. They feature prominently in the oral traditions and mythology of various cultures, especially those of Celtic and Norse origin. The term Selkie derives from the Scots word for seal, which is also spelled as silkies, silkies, or selchies. Silkies are sometimes referred to as selkie folk, meaning seal folk. Selkies are mainly associated with the northern Isles of Scotland, where they are said to live as seals in the sea, but shed their skin to become human on land. Oh, I've heard of those before. I have heard of that. I once read a fairy tale in a book where there's a woman who was a selkie, and they didn't use the word selkie, but she had a seal skin, and every day she'd come up onto the land and she would take off her skin and sunbathe and stuff, and then she'd put her seal skin back on, then she'd go swimming back in the ocean. And then in the legend that I read, one day a man saw her on the ocean on the beach, and he fell desperately in love with her, and he was like, "What a beautiful woman, I'm desperately in love with you and you will be mine." And so he took her home to be his wife, and they got married. And, well, they would have lived happily ever after, except for he was trifling. And to prevent her from returning to the ocean ever again, because he didn't want to lose her to being abandoned for the ocean, he hid the skin. And then she was sad and depressed because she couldn't return back to the ocean and be a seal anymore. But I believe at the end of the thing, when they had grown old, or at least he had grown old and everything, he finally saw the error of his ways, and then he gave her seal skin back, and then she went back to the ocean and she never returned ever again. The end. Stucky says common myths involve human men hiding their selkie wife's steel coat so she can't leave them and return to the sea. Exactly. That's exactly the one like what I read. Yes, it is. Why men gotta be trifling like that, okay? Listen, if she really loved you, she wouldn't, leave and never return. Maybe she'd go out and spend part of the day in the ocean, and then she'd come home at night and whatever she wants to do, but you don't have to hold on to her, forever like that. There's a trilogy of Irish movies that features selkies in the third. They can be watched individually, but they aren't related stories. Oh, interesting. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what those are called so I can look them up. A selkie. He knows what she is right away. If she's wait, let's look at her the CG. Does she have part of her seal skin with her? Because, if I looked at her like that, I wouldn't say selkie immediately, Does that mean that MC is a seal? One of those white Arctic seals, That's why they have white hair, I bet. Maybe. Awkward ride back to the castle. They're just glaring at each other. Everyone's awkwardly staring at each other right now. Everyone's like, ... Stucky says the first one is The Secret of Kells, the second is Wolfwalkers, and the third is Song of the Sea. Actually, the second, Wolfwalkers, is the third. And they're very good. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thus far, the carriage ride has been awkward. It looks awkward. except for the prince, who looks out at the scenery with an easy smile. The prince is like, I do this all the time, purposefully ignoring the dark aura emanating from Theo. Also, please forgive me for butchering an accent. Okay, this isn't a real accent from anything. It's like the one accent that I got. Sometimes I try to do a southern drawl, but I can't really do that either. But it helps differentiate the characters, so I'm just going to keep doing it, okay? Please forgive the terrible voice acting. How long did you say this ride was again? A smirk dances on the prince's lips. A simple 6 hours, feeling nauseous. Prince Hikaru had insisted we ride in his carriage, for better or for worse. Not that I can blame him wanting to keep a close eye on Theo, who has made no effort to appear amicable. He's at tsundere through and through. I sidle closer to the window in an attempt to distance myself from the situation. To little avail. You can't really get far when you're in a carriage with 2 other people. Those things are pretty close quarters. Perhaps if I could get some sleep. Lady Tabitha, are you feeling tired? There's a bed near the back of the carriage where you may rest more easily. Oh, I couldn't impose. Nonsense. A lady must always be well rested. Here. Always well rested. What a gentleman. He comes over and extends his elbow for me to get up. Is he a flirt? He's slightly, or is he just such a gentleman? I think he's kind of a flirt, you know. He's been, oh, you're so beautiful. And, oh, you know, let me help you, my lady. And all this stuff. He's totally flirting with us. Real. Well then, please excuse me. I clear my throat in discomfort and take him up on his offer. Anything to get away from that mess. I feel a hole burning in my back and shoulder. I'm sure Theo is glaring daggers at me. I quickly step through the curtain, away from him. Thank goodness. Thank you. It is my pleasure. Is there anything else you may need? You can rest here as long as you'd like. Oh, no. This is more than enough. Thank you very much. If you feel peckish or queasy, please don't hesitate to let me know. I have the coachman stop immediately. Yes, I will. No, really, I'm fine. Thank you. It's just been a lot of traveling in recent days. Why are you so extra hospitable? You've been really extra nice. Is it because we're hot, or is it because you know we're a selkie? He gives me a gentle smile. Are you in love at first sight? I understand. Did you travel terribly far to get to the fair? I think back to the week of traveling on foot just to get to Marina's house, and then the night I spent in the rain and mud with Theo. Just a tad, really. Well, that's a relief. Please take all the time you need. If you find yourself wanting company, please come find me. He clears his throat quickly. For conversation, of course. He's blushing. Look at him. He's so cute. Look at his cute blush. I love him. He disappears quickly behind the curtains. I lay back, stretching onto the cool silk sheets. This is the first time in a week I've ever been so comfortable. More than a week, really. We're sorry, miss. Master said you're not to go outside at all. Why don't you go and play in the yard? There's a good lass. Go on now, says the maid. It's for your own good, Tabitha. You have no idea what lays beyond these walls. He just wanted to keep me safe. Of course. Isn't that what every father does for their daughter? That's a little bit more than safe. That's isolation. Look, it's our auntie. It has to be her. The white-haired woman sits up with a jolt. Where am I? Her tone is fierce and commanding, as she regarded her surroundings with an untrusting gaze. You there! Her voice targeted a man of middle age, in the midst of groaning while bent over the side of the ship. That's middle-aged? Listen, middle-aged is like my age. I hope I don't look that old. Come on now. Ugh. Me? Yes. Why am I here? As the man attempted to answer, another ball of bile formed its way up his throat. Oh, Lord. Poor Gims. The man retches into the ocean, his face a pale green. And between puffs of breath, the man wheezes his words out. I can't do this right now, Captain. The man musters up the last of his strength, holding back a heave. You're the worst pirate ever. Captain. Upon hearing booted steps coming down from the helm, the poor man turns his attention back to the water, fighting to keep the rest of his lunch down. This poor man. This poor man. What's the fuss, old man? The captain turns his attention to the angry woman and smirks. Ah, our guest is awake. Happy day. Nice to see you up and alive. The woman sneers. I will ask you the same thing I asked him. What am I doing here? Her threatening tone does little to pause the young man, who breathes an easy smile. Oh, feisty. Relax a little, will ya? You're the guest of honor. The crew call me captain, but you can call me whatever you like. Savior, your grace, your majesty. Let me go. Sure, right after you tell me what happened. The woman doesn't budge. An impish smile plays on his lips. Touchy subject. He's a scoundrel, isn't he? You salty sea dog. Do you want it? I can't just save someone for the sake of it. Why not? Then your intent is to keep me here. Sin laughs casually. I prefer my women willing, actually. All I can ask is a simple favor. A sort of trade for saving your life, yes? My coat. Oh, this? The man pulls out a seal's fur from his belt and caresses it, almost teasingly. Just a token of insurance. Can't have you swimming off, right? Yar, yar. The woman's gaze grows colder, angrier. Worry not. I don't intend to keep you here forever. There's something I need to know. Give us our clothes back, our seal cloth. Welcome to the mainland, Lady Tabitha. He takes my hand and helps me down from the carriage. I spot Theo behind him, saddled with our baggage already. He's like, here, you can carry all the luggage, Theo. I just imagine him giving a big pat on the back while he's like putting all of his stuff in Theo's arms. I groan internally and take my bag from him. Would it kill you to not look constipated for 2 seconds? Poor Theo. Everyone's like throwing all their junk at him. And then now Tabitha is like getting on his case for looking constipated. This man, he can't win for losing, okay, y'all? He can't win for losing. Why do you care? He obviously doesn't. It looks bad on both of us. Oh, I see. Well, I wouldn't want to get in between whatever you two have going on. Don't mind me. He's sassy. He's so angry. He huffs off in the direction of the castle, leaving me behind. He completely misunderstood me. I'm not a fool. Of course I understand his emotions and mistrust. But it's more important to keep your feelings hidden and your cards closer to your chest. That That's true, girl. You can't just spill everything, okay? These are all strangers. Showing your emotion so openly just puts you at a disadvantage. Real, that's true. At least that's what Father would say. I see Sir Theo has gone off on his own. Shall I accompany you to your room? Wow, the prince himself is going to take us to our room. Wow. He's not even going to have a servant or somebody do that. He offers me his arm again in a gesture that seems like it is going to be commonplace between us. Oh, yes. I take it and we head straight for the castle. He's such a gentleman. He's so swoon-worthy. I am swooning. I love him. He's my favorite. He's the best. As we walk, I take in the view. The clear blue sky, the gray stone at the castle steps. And we have a flashback, or we looked behind us. Let's take a look at this castle. Wow, it's really pretty. Look how sparkly the background is, too. There's sparkles everywhere. It was luxurious in its own way, but the energy here is different. Oops. I inhale a huge breath of air, letting it fill my lungs. This is one thing that I want to add on is like as a redeemable reward is deep breathing, you know, like a all together, you know? Deep breaths, breathe in and out. Yep. I never knew the air could feel this crisp. Prince Hikaru. All right, he's brought us into the room. Let's take a look at it because this game is stunning. It also looks like a painting. It's so cute. I love historic buildings like this, honestly. This castle looks so luxurious. It's so nice. It's really well put together. I like how they use green in a nice way where it's not too much green, but it's like perfectly decorated. It looks really good. And here is your room, my lady. I hope you find it to your liking. The room is prepared already? You only just decided to bring us along at the last minute. This is just one of our many guest rooms. They are always ready, any day, any time, for any guest. Quite accommodating, he smiles. The king is a people pleaser. This castle is home to many, so he ensures great care of it. I'm afraid if you're looking for a quiet moment here, you may struggle to find it. It feels as though there is always something about. Parties, balls, soirees. In fact, I do believe there is a ball coming up relatively soon. You'll be free to join if you so desire. I have never been to a ball in my life. Being in that close proximity to that many people at once sounds terrifying. My mind thinks back to the fair and how I barely worked up the nerve to wade my way through the sea of people. My immediate instinct is rejection, but I can hardly say no to the crown prince. I hesitate. I would love to, but I fear I may not have the time, you see. Yes, of course. The search should be your first priority. Please forgive me. I will take my leave and inform the guards of their mission. Rest assured, they'll be working round the clock to retrieve your family member. He touches a finger to my forehead, smoothing it out. Why are you smoothing out my forehead? Don't do that. Stop. This is Prince Hikaru. Hikaru? It would pain any man to see such a beautiful face contorted in worry. But dare I say, it pains me more than any other. You're so dramatic, Prince Hikaru. He's like, I'm so pained to see her face contorted like that. Oh no, my lady, please be at peace. Yeah, they can't leave you when you hide the skin. Don't do that to us, Hikaru. You're being awfully nice to us. I am starting to get slightly suspicious about that. He moves back again, leaving my face burning in its wake. Oh, swoon. Yes. Once you're settled, feel free to walk about. As far as I'm concerned, the castle is yours to explore. Oh, thank you. He's letting us explore. He starts to leave, and I call out before I can stop myself. Thank you. Again. I will find a way to repay your kindness. I cannot be indebted to anyone. I cannot owe anyone anything. Nothing in life is truly free. Therefore, I must find a way to repay him. A knot twists in my stomach just thinking about it. Nonsense. I would have lent you my aid no matter what. I should be the one thanking you for the new recruit. Oh, stop. You don't have to thank me for Theo. Honestly, I have nothing to do with Theo. I don't even know that dude. I met him like 3 days ago. You know, we were just kind of wandering around the woods together, looking for my auntie. But I don't claim him. Him and his grumpy tsundere ways. I almost feel a pang of guilt. I did essentially sell Theo in return for the prince's aid. But that was his choice, so I have no skin in the matter. Not too much, anyway. He disappears, quietly shutting the door behind him. I wait a couple seconds, listening to the sound of his footsteps retreating. Can I really trust him? Well, you don't know him yet, so don't put your guard down completely, but he doesn't seem like such a bad guy, you know? I test the doorknob to make sure I'm not actually locked in. It clicks open. Right. Oh, good. He didn't lock us in there. That's a good sign. Yes, it is. Of course, I suppose he had no reason to imprison me. He did say I was free to move around the castle. It seems I can take him at his word. Still feeling slightly on edge, but also feeling ridiculous about it, I plop down onto the bed, ruminating on the level Theo's anger must be at. I'm sure being in the same castle as his purported enemies has done little to improve his mood. Perhaps once we both eat a proper meal, he'll realize that they are current allies. Not that I care if he ever eats again. Girl, she's so mad at Theo. She's going to be mad at Theo until we get into his route. And then they're going to have banter. And then all of a sudden they're going to be desperately in love with each other because that's how tsundere roots are. It does not behoove me to care about his well-being at all. She's kind of being a little bit of a tsundere right on back to Theo. I don't need to care about him. He's fine. Listen, girl, he's a grown man. But for Marina, he is my only source of information. Oh, yes. I mustn't lose contact with him. Who knows what I may need from him in the future? He could also renege on his deal with His Highness if he so pleases, leaving me stranded once again with no options. I nod to myself, having sorted that out mentally. I'll be careful and make sure he stays where he should. I change out of my filthy, sweat-laden clothes and into the fresh one supplied for me at the corner of the bed. He even brought us some fresh clothes. There's a maid. "Milady, may I come in?" The noise startles me out of my reverie, putting me into a panic. I hurriedly try to stuff myself into the cotton nightgown in a panic, to no avail, and somehow making things infinitely worse. The maid must hear my struggle because she barges in without permission, much to my horror. She's looking at us like, girl, it's not that hard. Oh, my heavens, my lady, here, let me help you. She places my arms above my shoulders and has me stop moving, neatly pulling the nightgown down in a flash. I breathe a sigh of relief and embarrassment, ears red. Thank you very much. Please excuse me. I promise I am capable of dressing myself. I'm afraid I may be tired from all my travels. Frankly, this is humiliating. Even children can dress themselves. I must be more weary than I thought. Nonsense, this is what I'm here for. And I am always happy to help. Lord knows I've tripped over air more times than I can count. Oh, what a nice maid you are. Making us feel comfortable, you know. Luckily, never in front of His Highness or His Majesty. Could you imagine the horror? I let out a nervous laugh, but I can feel my face making a pained expression. Indeed, I cannot. Her gaze drops to my arm. My goodness, you're covered in filth, my dear. If I may be so bold, we mustn't let you be seen like this. Worry not. It is my duty as head maid here to ensure that all ladies look presentable at all times. This is your official head maid duty? Oh, heavens, no. However, as a woman, it certainly is. Come, we must head to the bathhouse at once. I am somewhat desperate for a bath, but my legs suddenly feel leaden, and I would like nothing more than to fall unconscious right here on the ground. I'm not sure if I have the spare energy. Those are fresh sheets, and no lady can have a peaceful rest sleeping in dirt and grime. She starts urging me toward the door. It seems I've lost this battle. I pick my motivation up off the floor and trudge behind her, trying to maintain some semblance of dignity. Wow, look at this bathroom. Wow, it's stunning. It's so swanky. I love it. And listen to the sounds of the running water. It's so nice. The maid is happily humming as she washes my hair and rinses it out with surprisingly hot water. Apparently they have it ready for the royal at any time, kept in a fire coal room to ensure the heat stays trapped within. Wow! I feel like a lot of research must have been done to capture daily life in a historic fantasy type of a period like this. The maid seems energetic as ever, whilst I am struggling to keep my eyes open. Ah! Wow, it looks like such a nice bathroom with the view of the stars outside and a nice hot bath. It's perfection. I completely nodded off and almost smacked my head into the tub. It was so relaxing, we almost fell asleep in the bath. You really are tired, aren't you? I hope your health is all right. Have you considered checking in with the castle medic? I'm just a tad fatigued is all, but thank you for your concern. The only thing that would be ailing me is the same disease that my parents came down with. The one that took my parents, but I doubt I would be so lucky as to have it. Lucky? There's no way I would be permissed such an easy way out. The maid pats me dry and fluffs my hair using an incredibly soft towel, then runs a comb through any knots. Your hair is such a lovely color, milady, like it was blessed by the moon goddess herself. Moon goddess? Yes, yes. I do recall there being an ancestor in my family long ago, with a color similar to yours. Really? Of course. Family is known to embellish stories, so who's to say if it's true or not? But 'tis said her hair was silver because she had the moon goddess's blessing. Isn't it like a fairy tale? I'd like to think that blessing has stayed in the family till even now. After all, I'm privileged to be able to work here and live such a luxurious life. Many are not so fortunate. She twists my hair into a long braid, tying it neatly at the bottom. There, done. Would you like me to escort you back to your room? No, that's all right. I will manage on my own. Thank you. I'm about to leave when I consider I should comment on her tale, lest she think me rude for ignoring her. I'm sure that the same goddess watches over you, even now. Even if there was no such thing, who am I to take her happiness away? The maid smiles brightly and curtsies. That is very kind, milady. I bid you a pleasant evening. I fall face first into the bed as soon as my feet hit the room and close the door. The cool silk of the sheets presses against my skin, and a refreshing night breeze ruffles the dainty curtains on the window. I'm too exhausted to think about almost anything, but it occurs to me that I am the farthest from home that I have ever been. I let out a small sigh of relief. How was the journey? Everything went as planned, Father. Wonderful. Any new recruits? Yes, 20 skilled men. All have been given lodging in the barracks. The king rubs his chin thoughtfully. Good. Our numbers will suffice for now. Cancel any remaining excursions. Your new task will be training. Of course. He hesitates. If I may inquire as to your upcoming plans. Hikaru, I have told you many times not to question me. The prince's body tenses automatically as the king's voice raises ever so slightly throughout the hall. There can be no limit to military defense. Lying is in the middle of 3 neighboring countries. Ling, who could strike at any time. I'm going to read that again. There can be no limit to military defense. Ling is in the middle of 3 neighboring countries who could strike at any time. It is the duty of a ruler to ensure his populace is safe, happy, and protected. Do you take issue with my methods? A threat is laced within his words, a fact not lost on his son. No, Father, you are correct, as always. Please, forgive my insolence. One day, when this crown is yours, it is these lessons that you must remember, regardless of your feelings on the matter. A strong ruler leaves no room for error. It is high time you understood it. It's late. You are dismissed. Yes, Father. He bows and exits as the king calls out once more. Do not forget, imports from Finir are banned until further notice. Any incoming barrels are to be burned. Yes, Father. The prince sighs, for perhaps the 7th time that day, as he always does after briefings with the king. But a prince can never be burdened by his royal duty, only enlightened by it. So he straightens his shoulders, puts on a smile, and greets the hall guards as usual, while his thoughts drift elsewhere. I wonder how those 2 are faring. New recruit! What's your name? This is a nightmare. Oi! You're a weird-looking one, aren't you? Did the sun fry the color out of your hair? Theo responds only with a twist of his nose and a look of disgust. Ugh, I'm going to my room. Nobody bother me. You offended him. Why you lay off the new folk? Would you lay off the new folk? How am I supposed to know what's offensive these days, young whippersnappers? Finnegan, you're the same age as us. He is so moody. He's a moody, inky sunbun. Pfft. I'm still oceans away in intellect from all of yous. If only you mean oceans behind. Ack! Who's sensitive now? I could kill Tabby for this. He chews the inside of his cheek, irate. But I can't leave her here alone. Damn it. He punches the cement wall unflinching. Wow, relax. Don't punch the wall. What are you doing? You're fine, okay? Listen, you're a grown man. You could have said no. You could have said no. Why is all of this happening? I tiptoe around the corners of the castle hallways, familiarizing myself with the location should anything go awry. I woke up too late from my nap, and things in the castle have quieted down considerably. Not enough to be executed for wandering after dark, but enough to warrant scrutiny if seen sniffing where I shouldn't. A painting of a couple and their child catches my eye. I pause. The boy has violet eyes and raven hair. This must be a royal family portrait. So this must be. Even as a child, I can easily recognize his features. I've never seen a painting of the royal family in color. All the books were always in ink, black and dreary. This painting alone, rich in reds, purples, and blues, must have cost a fortune. The king and queen hold their child in a warm embrace. My abdomen fills with bile despite myself, but I care not to pinpoint the root of it. None of that matters to me anyway. I hasten to move on, yet my eyes linger. It resembles a scene out of a fairy tale book. The queen's eyes stare back, kind and affectionate. I look away. In a slightly more sour mood than before, I go back to tracing my fingers along the stone walls, counting. 1, 2, 3. Every hallway has been around 100 stone bricks long, large, rough, and cool to the touch. I imagine it gets quite cold in the winter without proper insulation. I lose myself in my thoughts, walking mindlessly. I spot an open door with a single candle burning and peer in against my better judgment. We're snooping! Potions, baubles, hordes and hordes of well-worn books are stacked over a large desk. I want to take a look at this castle. This room back here. Let's look at this. Wow. These backgrounds are stunning. It's so pretty. Perhaps a study of some kind. I swipe my finger on a book, expecting some dust, but it comes off clean. Someone must be in here every day, poring over all this information. You know what it looks like? It looks sort of like watercolor, a little tiny bit, you know? It's like a study for a mage, a magical person. Can I offer you some assistance? Oh! I leap back instinctively, wide-eyed. I do apologize. Please forgive my intrusion. I was just on my way to my room. What do you want to bet it's going to be somebody named Merlin? Why are we sneaking around, Milky? That's a good question. I don't know. Well, hello. You look a lot like Theo, but you're not Theo. Are you a Selkie? I pause, seeing the man laugh lightheartedly. There's no need to explain. This room is open to everyone, though it is a tad late. As a night owl myself, I'm afraid I have no room to budge. I agree, I am also a night owl. Yes, Milky, more white hair. In fact, there's quite a few white-haired people around this game. I nod awkwardly, finding myself trapped in conversation. Not many come by here, however. Those who can read are few and far in between, and even less care for my book's contents. His demeanor seems inoffensive, and he's left me a clear exit path to the door. Yeah, see, I looked at the pictures. I looked at the pictures on the itch.io page, and I was like, look at MC. I'm going to dress up like MC and wear blue. See? Got blue. And I got the white hair. Done. I slowly unclench my muscles and let the air properly exit my lungs. I stabilize my breath and curtsy, as is proper of someone of my station. I beg your pardon for the intrusion. Please call me Tabitha. Did you see how the camera went up and down, you know, like she was curtsying? That was a nice touch. Hotaru. Do come by anytime. I was trying to decide how to pronounce that. I guess I'm going with Hotaru. He eyes me with a hint of curiosity. There's Hotaru and Hikaru, or Hikaru. I'd be more than happy to explain whatever catches your fancy. I looked around the room of perpetual disarray. What kind of books do you hold in your possession? This is my study, a room of alchemy, medicine, and other things I find of interest. I look at him questioningly. Nothing of consequence. I am the castle alchemist and medic. I've had the bad habit of using the study and the treatment room interchangeably. Do excuse the mess. The maids certainly let me hear it on the daily. I can only imagine the gargantuan task of sorting this mess, but I hold my tongue. I am more concerned with the alchemy he mentioned. You are an alchemist? Indeed, I am. Trained by the very best, in fact. Interesting. I should probe for more information. Runs in the family, I suppose? Couldn't say. Never met either of my parents. The previous alchemist took me under his wing since I was but a babe. Oh, I see. I am sorry to hear that. It's a boring tale. I am not the first, nor shall I be the last to be an orphan. He leans in closer. I'm more interested in you. Do tell. What requires your presence in this castle? Are you perhaps here to see His Highness? Is there a reason that is your first guess? He seems to think about his reply before he speaks. Not really. His Highness is just known to enjoy his visitors. What does that mean? Is it because His Highness is a playboy? Is that what you're saying? It's quite obvious what he's implying, and I care not for it. Oh, he is saying that. He's a playboy. Well, I'm certainly not one of those. Of course, I didn't mean to insinuate otherwise. His Highness gets around. His Highness is a flirt. He really is. He's so charming. Though, I get it, okay? I get why everyone falls for him. He's rich. He's talented at jousting, He's strong. He's handsome. He's very princely. And he's very flirty. He pauses, intentionally leaving a gap for me to fill. No matter. It cost me nothing to divulge some information. I arrived with one of the new nightly recruits. A personal matter requires my stay. Is that so? How kind of His Highness. He seems to consider this for a moment before he changes the subject. You said you were interested in alchemy. I have a certain amount of knowledge provided to me from the books Father gave me, more so than any novice. I have dabbled in the study. Is that so? If you would have me, I would be more than happy to help you continue your studies here. I hadn't expected him to offer to teach me so quickly. Still, I would be remiss not to take him up at his offer. Would that not interrupt your schedule? It's been strangely quiet around here these days. I should think it would be fine to add a little something extra to my days. I hesitate. I want to, but I cannot risk the ire of His Majesty if this is a forbidden subject. And would it pose no issue to the king to teach me such a powerful magic? I don't see why it would, but it doesn't hurt to ask. My apologies for making you go out of your way. I want to practice, but not at the risk of my head. Real, I get that one. I get it. Thank you, truly. I hear the clock strike again. It's already been an hour. I should be off. It's quite late now, and I'm sure you have better matters to attend to. He laughs. Not at all. Please do come by any time. I nod somewhat sheepishly. I will do my best to stop by tomorrow morning. I curtsy and take my leave. Oh, what a nice stranger. An unexpected interaction, but not unwelcome. Ah, thank you for redeeming drink actual water, like real. I need water. You could listen to the beautiful music while I drink water and coffee. Thank you, Snow Monkey. I appreciate you, Stunner. Yes. If I can study alchemy under Sir Hotaru, I may figure out what happened yet. Though the bell tolled 1, fatigue refuses to take me. I think on what I should do next. 1, it's 1 a.m. Wow, it's pretty late. All right, we have a choice. Find the night barracks, take a walk outside the castle, or keep exploring inside the castle. Y'all, I want to find that prince again. That's who I want to run into, is the prince. Huh. I do like the flirts. I do like flirts in Otome games, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try inside the castle. Milky says inside, maybe. All right, let's do it. Let's go for it. It makes the most sense to finish exploring here. Eventually, I'll make my way outside, but I should cover the inside grounds first. A corridor to the left beckons, so I head down that way. 2 grand doors appear before me, unlocked. I gingerly step inside and enter the grandest room I have ever seen. Let's see how grand this grand room is. And it is very grand. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I bet this is where they have dances and balls and things like that. Judging by the amount of space, it must be used for dances, parties. The balls I've read about must be held in places like this. I recall the ball that His Highness mentioned earlier. Would it be held here, I wonder? May I help you, miss? It's the maid again. A maid comes up to me holding some boxes. Oh, my apologies for entering. Is it all right that I'm here? I expect some suspicion, but the maid only beams back at me. Sure. It may not be much to look at now, but wait a fortnight. The decorations and atmosphere will knock you off your feet. I heard about you from one of the other maids. Your hair is truly as magnificent as she said. Oh, you're not the same maid. You just look exactly the same. You have the same hair color, the same look. Pray tell, are you coming from the ball? Are you coming to the ball? She says. Oh, I'm not really sure. She doesn't seem to hear my response. I like the music in this game too. It's got a fun, kind of moody, beautiful, magical quality to it. It kind of has like a nostalgic quality to it, honestly. Oh no, I haven't introduced myself. She curtsies and bows her head. I am Leticia. I work primarily as a housekeeper maid here, but I attend to other duties as needed. What shall I call you, my lady? Nice to meet you. My name is Tabitha. Lady Tabitha, a beautiful name. You simply must come to one of our balls. His Majesty is even so kind as to let us humble servants participate in the events. That certainly is so, but I'm afraid I've not much experience in the ball scene. I trail off. I am curious, despite my better judgment. But I have no need for frivolous things such as this. I'm sure I would only humiliate myself somehow. Just seeing the room in its state of preparation is more than enough to satisfy. I'll be here if you change your mind, milady. I would love to help you select a gown to go with your lovely white hair. I let out a small chuckle at the thought of wearing something so extravagant. I had nowhere to wear them anyway. I left most of my belongings at home. I fear the ones you see are the only items I have. These were my only going out clothes. Father promised I'd be able to use them one day. One day. One day I would actually get to go out of this home, out of this house. One day. I suppose that day did come after all. It's kind of sad that the only way that MC could leave her house is because her parents died. Poor girl. I'm sad for her on two accounts. A, that her parents died, and B, that she was never allowed to leave her home. Well, that simply won't do. Every lady must have at least one outfit for each day of the week. I shall whip something up for you straight away. Give me just a moment. She hurries behind a large curtain at the edge of her room, her shoes tapping against the polished wood floor. I have returned! I found these gowns in our theater section. His Majesty enjoys his theater at high quality and therefore has quite the selection. Would any of these happen to be your size? This is very kind, Leticia, but I'm sure His Majesty would be adverse to parting with his belongings. There he is! Yay, we picked the right thing. He's the one I wanted to see. Yes, that would be a problem. Your Highness! Both Leticia and I curtsy in unison. We did it! Good call, Milky. I beg your forgiveness, Your Highness. I was simply trying to do milady a favor. No, wearing these wouldn't do. Yes, I thought as much. I take full responsibility for worrying her. You deserve a gown tailored to your exact measurements. In the first... Sorry? He's like, no, it's going to be way better. Leticia, could you please arrange for a carriage in the morning? I shall be taking Lady Tabitha to the shops for something suitable to wear. He fixes his gaze on me. If you'll accept to have me, that is. Oh, yes. Yes, I will. Yes, I will accept to have you. And remember, nothing in this life is ever truly free. Said the flashback father. I really couldn't accept this without giving something in return. Then if I ask for a favor in exchange, I pause. Okay, I have a guess. Okay, he's gonna ask us to be his date at the ball or something. That's what he's gonna do. I bet you anything. Will you accompany me to the ball as my date? I suppose that would be all right. He laughs. Never worry. I would never have you do something uncouth. I only ask for second consideration of my earlier invite. Oh! My cheeks blush furiously under the heat of his gaze. It's so direct that it's disarming. I suppose it doesn't hurt to reconsider, even if the outcome will be the same. Above all, it would be disgraceful to reject his offer in front of company. I shall do that, thank you. But really, anything simple will do. Whatever you wish. Oh. Somehow I end the day with less energy than when I was traveling. There's certainly something to be said for mental exhaustion. I awake to my first official day in the castle and a knock on the door. Good morning, milady. I do hope you have rested well. Your morning carriage ride is already outside and waiting. I have laundered your clothing, so please do meet His Highness as soon as you are ready. He will be waiting for you at the front entrance. Did I oversleep? Apparently so. Did I oversleep? Of course. Thank you. I hurriedly pull my clothes on and rush out the door, haphazardly smoothing out my hair as I briskly walk through the long, long hallway. Your Highness, I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you rush? You didn't have to. There's no way I could have kept the Crown Prince waiting for an extra hour while I primped. It would be impolite to make you wait, Your Highness. It is a man's duty to wait for a woman however long she pleases. Tell my husband that. I'll be ready in 5 minutes, I swear. And then 3 minutes in, are you done yet? Okay, I just need 5 more minutes, okay? I need 5 more minutes. I'll be ready, okay? I'm coming. He smiles and helps me into the carriage. I must thank you again for the outing. I should have packed more belongings. I didn't think I would be frolicking with royalty, to be certain. I, for one, am glad you didn't pack enough. I would have missed out on this opportunity had you done so. Oh, stop. The tips of my ears feel warm. You flatter me. We've arrived. He's a sugar daddy, Milky. Not only is he so charming and he's flirty and he's handsome and all of that, he's a rich sugar daddy and he's going out to buy us clothes. The best clothes. I take his hand and jump down, taking it all in. It's shopping therapy. Does anything catch your fancy? Or would you rather break your fast first? Have you eaten? I completely forgot to eat. However, there is food back at the castle, and I can hardly ask him to buy me something when he's already purchasing a dress, royalty or not. I really hope accepting this gift doesn't come back to bite me. Nothing is without consequences. Tabitha, I brought the novels you asked for. Oh, thank you, Father. All of them. Thank you so much. Of course. Only the best for my little girl. Father, I was thinking perhaps I could join you on one of your travels today. My birthday is soon. I'm old enough to come with you. I can handle myself. Tabitha, I know you think you're old enough, but the world is a scary place. The moment you step outside, there are thieves and bandits and ruffians. I dare not explain you the things that they may do. But I promise I'll be careful. I'll be by your side the whole time. Tabitha, I bring you anything you ask for, so you can explore the world without having to suffer its dangers. I suppose everything I've done hasn't been enough for you. If all that I've done isn't enough, perhaps it's no use bringing you anything at all. I like Father less and less. No, never. That's not it. I'm sorry. I just thought this once. I'm sorry. I won't ask again. How dare you? Girl, your father? No. No. Yeah, exactly. He's a manipulative ass. How dare he? Any appetite I had leaves me. My lady. I snap out of my reverie. Your Highness, I'm sorry, I was simply distracted. You don't need to apologize when you're with me. He says it so easily. It makes me want to cry, though for what I do not know. Thank you. Oh, he's so... Oh, look at this. These look like wedding dresses. Are we about to get married to the prince? He's like, oh, let us get married. I'm going to dress you up in white to go with your white hair, and then we're going to walk you down the aisle. Yes. Oh, I didn't tell you that you're my bride-to-be? Oops. Doesn't this look like a wedding dress shop? That's what it looks like to me. A wedding boutique. In the end, he insisted on buying a meal. It was nearly impossible chewing in front of him, so I quietly turned away and ate in the smallest bites imaginable. Oh, she's so shy. She doesn't even want to chew in front of the man. You could just chew with your mouth closed. Even simply existing in front of him feels humiliating. Luckily, he commented not on my eating. I think my soul would have passed on. After the meal, we strolled through the different shops, meandering through the streets. Are you sure this looks all right? The shop lady has fitted me in several different gowns, each more extravagant than the last. I should have known better when I didn't see a single plain outfit in the shop window, but I thought perhaps the more simple designs were in the back. There was no back. I've lost count of how many dresses I've been made to try, but His Highness has not seemed impatient or bored even once. I cannot imagine it is fun watching someone else try on a gown after gown, but he plays the part convincingly. I'm sure he must have a lot of practice. If you won't take my word for it, what say you, Miss Hattier? The shop lady looks at me warmly, her hands clasped together in delight. Oh, I think it looks absolutely darling on you. She wipes away a couple tears at her eyes. Wow, you're so moved that you're tearing up. You remind me of my dear Lucy. You are both the same size. She dabs at the corner of her eyes and hurries away. Okay, well, we remind her of someone. Well, that's sweet. I beg your pardon. Please do excuse me for a moment. Do excuse me for a moment. She's tearing up at the thought of all that money, says Milky. Oh, yes, you remind me of my daughter or somebody. While she's got like raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I bet you like each one of these dresses is equivalent of the minimum of 20 to 50,000. Minimum, you know? These are the most expensive dresses in the whole land, and we're getting 7 of them or more. Did I do something wrong? Not at all. I'm afraid Miss Hattier's daughter passed only a few months ago. Oh, that's so sad. The wound is still fresh. Not that grief ever fades. Oh, you know what? He's understanding. He's empathetic. I'm so sorry to hear. If I may inquire as to the cause? It's hard to say. I wasn't privy to much. But I did overhear the castle medic mention a disease of some sort. I pause. What kind of disease? Is it the same disease that took our parents? I don't know the details. The medic would know more. He sees almost everyone in the city. The medic? As in Sir Hotaru by chance? You've met. I came across his study yesterday during a wrong turn on the way to my room. He was so kind as to offer to teach me in the ways of alchemy, provided you allow it. I say it carefully, gauging his reaction. Though, as a royal, it wouldn't be odd to disapprove of such a request. A stranger wanting to learn magic hardly seems trustworthy. Yes, exactly, Milky. We found him while snooping. Always be wary of people's true intentions. Father was teaching us to be suspicious of this man years before we ever met him. The true thing I'm gauging here is his level of trust in me. I don't see why not. If anything, it would only aid to keep you from worrying. Of course, if you still find your schedule lacking, I would be happy to rearrange my days to accommodate more outings. Oh, stop. The thought of being with the prince every day twists my stomach in knots. I don't think I could handle the stress. He's been nothing but kind thus far, but it still fills me with unease. We're very suspicious of this man. Yes, exactly, advance. That is very gracious, Your Highness. More than I deserve. But I'm certain you have much more important duties to attend than accompanying me all day. Say what you will. but going out with you today has been the highlight of my week. The highlight of your whole week. Whoa, he really likes us, y'all. Are you gonna like steal our seal skin so we can't return back to the ocean? Do not be so quick to dismiss yourself, my lady. No, this is veering into dangerous territory, so I attempt to change the subject. Would His Majesty truly not... Would His Majesty truly not take issue with the tutoring? I shouldn't say it, but I do anyway. Perhaps the prince himself does not know the ways of the world. My intentions are not impure, but others could take advantage. Alchemy is a powerful source of knowledge that could be used for wicked purposes. I fear he would be all too happy if he heard. Wait a minute. Who's he? Oh, wouldn't. I fear he wouldn't be all too happy if he heard. If I say you are trustworthy, then you are. My power within the castle does extend to that much. See, he's like, listen, girl, okay? I trust you. Do what you want. Do the magic. Also, I'm going to kidnap you and keep you at the castle and make you my bride. And I'm going to keep your silky skin so you can't return to the ocean. Yes. His eyes darken a bit, almost imperceptibly. Listen, y'all, okay, I'm just assuming that MC is a Selkie. Because we already know that Auntie is a Selkie. Okay? And they both have white hair. So why wouldn't they be a Selkie? Worry not. I shall take full responsibility for you. I look at him for a moment, slightly concerned. For someone of royal blood, I worry that he's not guarded enough. From what I've read of royalty, there's always a price on your head and a target on your back. I bet Dad stole Mom, and that's why he didn't let anyone leave. Oh my gosh. I bet. You know, and he knew that daughter was part Selkie. You know, he knew that daughter was a Selkie, and he was like, no, you can never leave this house, ever. And it's to keep you safe. Yeah. Father told me horrifying tales of fallen empires and lost countries. Not even your own family can be trusted most of the time. People will do anything for power, money, status. He did not paint a very flattering image of humanity, did he? I worry for him, but the reality is that it has little to do with me, so long as he continues to allow me to study. I decide to just accept it and move on. In that case, thank you very much for your continued hospitality. I am indebted to you once more. The prince is awesome. I love him. If you're feeling that thankful about it, then do allow me to get you just a couple more things. Oh, you're thankful. Let me get you even more. No, wait. Miss Hattier, I'll take one of everything in her size. Thank you in advance. Everything? Everything? What? Stop. Everything. One of everything. Stop. Oh my gosh. I love a sugar daddy. Not gonna lie. Well, that was a great trip. Can we go? I want to go on a shopping trip with that prince. Give me everything. One of each. I dropped the monstrous pile of clothing in a heap on the corner of my bed. I certainly lost today's battle. Did you lose, girl, or did you win? That's a winner to me. But I suppose it's to be expected for a prince to always get what he wants. He's way too nice. You find it questionable. He is really nice. He is extremely nice and hospitable and letting us do whatever we want. Listen, Milky, he probably is he's gonna kidnap us, okay? But you know, I would probably go willingly. I'd be like, you know what? Yes. Whatever you want to do, I'm in. Yes. Keep treating me like this, and I'll love you forever and ever and ever. But I suppose it's to be expected for a prince to always get what he wants. Real. Exactly. I stare at the pile, I've never had this amount of clothing in my life. Yeah, you like had one outfit. That was it. That's all you had. You had one. Anything is going to be extravagant compared to one. I hang them all up in the closet one by one, admiring the quality of their make, despite myself. He didn't even ask for the cost. Miss Hattier seemed rather accustomed to his behavior, which only confirmed my suspicions that he is spectacularly used to this. The thought irritates me, so I try to forget about it. Oh my, that's true. Are you the kind of playboy that takes all the girls shopping like that? Oh, and we're jealous about it already. I pinch the bridge of my nose, resetting my emotions for the days. Don't get jelly, girl. Don't get jelly. Though I get it, you know, you want to be the only one. You want to be special. Listen, it's an otome game. You know what that means? Because you're the MC, all of these boys are going to be desperately in love with you, okay? It's going to be love and happily ever after, as long as you don't get bad endings, which I'm sure I'm going to get first, because I usually get bad endings first. Real. Okay, time to study. I make my way down the winding hallways, stopping once I find the study room. Sir Hotaru is at his desk, glasses perched on the tip of his nose, completely lost in a textbook. Sir Hotaru, may I come in? Lady Tabitha, what a delight to see you. His face perks up as he comes over to greet me. My deepest apologies. I've been searching for His Highness all day with no luck. I finally asked one of the servants, who informed me he was out in town. Thank you for trying so hard. I actually saw him this morning and took it upon myself to ask. Ah, so you were the one with him. Fascinating. What did he say? He approved. Feel free to confirm it with him at your leisure. Why would I? Good question. I am once again taken aback at the nonchalance. Perhaps it runs in the castle. In case of subterfuge, lies, or treachery. Man, we were really taught to be suspicious of everyone and everything, and everyone should be suspicious of everyone else and everything else. He laughs a hearty amount, enough to have to wipe a tear from the corner of his eye. This man is laughing at us so hard that he's literally crying. He's laughing, crying at us. Subterfuge. If I say someone wants to learn alchemy so badly that they resort to subterfuge, then so be it. He laughs a good minute more before calming himself. Shall we get started, my dear lady? That's exactly him. That emoji, the laughing emoji with the tears, that's him right now. If you will. Wonderful. Where shall we start? The basics? I have the basics covered. I am more intermediate, if anything. I'm afraid I learn best by doing. Is there perhaps a current experiment you're conducting, or research into a new spell you're performing? Yes. He frowns, a mix of emotions on his face. There is one thing, but it's nothing fun. In fact, it's rather deadly. The less people know of it, the better. It would cause certain chaos amongst the populace. What is it? He puts his glasses down and looks at me gravely. There has been talk of people falling suddenly and deathly ill. Have you heard anything? I have. What do you know? He nods, putting his glasses back on and flipping through some old books. It seems to be a new disease. The manner of contraction is currently unknown, and the affected populace have nothing in common. It is occurring in patients regardless of status, station, and location, making it exceedingly difficult to identify a root cause. Once contracted, the disease progresses in only a matter of days. The affected are dead within a week. with a 100% mortality rate once symptoms appear. Oh my gosh. What is this disease? Is it Ebola? This is shocking and concerning, to say the least. If that's what happened to mother and father, a 100% mortality rate. What are the symptoms? Contagion rate. There's been an array. Coughing blood, vomiting, headaches, paralysis toward the later stages. I've never seen anything like it. The fact that there's currently no treatment nor cure is harrowing, to say the least. What do you do with those affected? It's all we can do to quarantine them until the clock tolls. He sighs heavily, flipping through another book with a stern focus. I'm searching for a cure. I shall not stop until it is done. As I said, it isn't light work. Let me help. My knowledge resides more in holistic medicinal herbs than alchemy and transmutation, but perhaps if we combined the two, his forehead relaxes a bit. Is that so? There may be hope yet. I'm more of the alchemic sort than medicinal herb sort, so we may actually make the perfect team. A team. What shall we do? I will show you all my findings, and then cover the trials on my many specimens. I've taken different samples of biles from the bodies and put them in a control room to see if the disease progresses even once the host dies. That sounds gruesome. Performing autopsies is certainly not on my list of favorite things. We spend the next couple hours going over tried and failed treatments, basic medicines, salves, bloodletting, but none of which have managed to cure, ease symptoms, or halt the progression of the disease. This is going to be difficult. I've been at it for months, with little headway. It hasn't spread through this kingdom yet, but we will all be in grave danger when it does. Henry? Wow. Is this the throne room? Hi, Henry. Your Highness, where is the young lady you were with this morning? Lady Tabitha? I imagine engrossed in her studies with Hotaru. Studies? I approved her to learn alchemy. Fun, isn't it? It certainly sounds so, Your Highness. Is His Majesty aware? If it matters, feel free to tell him. Not at all. Forgive me for intruding. Have a good day, Your Highness. Poor doctor, dude. I know, real. When did the first case appear? 3 months ago. The first case was a knight from our cavalry. He came back from Finir and immediately fell ill. Their entire populace is rotten with it. It? Being the disease? He nods. It's certain from where he caught it. But how remains a mystery. It happened right when His Majesty first declared war. We should have never stepped foot in that cursed land. I stare at him. The kingdom is at war? He gives me an odd look. Listen, I've literally been living under a rock all these years. I know nothing. You didn't know? There was an entire proclamation. I stay silent. The one where no ordinary citizen is to leave Ling for any purpose, save for those with special permission from His Majesty? So we're not allowed to leave? Not at the moment, no. But not that anyone has much reason to leave now, anyway. Though I'm sure it puts a damper on things for those with family elsewhere. I feel sick all of a sudden. I scratch at my head, trying to relieve the pressure that feels like my skull is caving in. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too well. I'm sure I just need to rest, so I'll see you in the evening, or whenever I see you. I can't even think clearly enough to give a proper excuse, but I need to get out of this increasingly small room before the walls close in. He gives me a concerned look, but I run away faster than his voice can reach me. I never felt like this in my life. This frustration, the bile in my throat, I could vomit, but nothing comes. I feel trapped, confined. The entire island, a cage. I exit the castle swiftly, desperate for some fresh air, anything to take this feeling away. I skid to a halt when I reach the dock, glaring into the horizon. This is pretty too. Yes, it is. Beautiful. All of the backgrounds are really gorgeous. The endless, ever-expanding horizon where I cannot go. I want nothing more than to plunge into the sea and never come back. I thought I could finally. Why am I still confined? Why must I still be beholden? You hate that feeling? You think you scratched the back of the roof of your mouth? So uncomfortable. How'd you do that? Oh my gosh. When does it end? When does it end? I'll let you travel with me when you're older, Tabitha. No, you're not old enough yet. You know this is for the best. Wow. He was so gaslighting her whole life. I'll let you out when you're older. And then no matter how old she got, he never followed through. You ate a pokey bit of meat and almost swallowed wrong. Oh no, that's not good at all. Hopefully you're okay. I drop to my knees, clutching the sides of my face. I can't describe what's coming over me. This feeling of being crushed from all sides. I can't breathe. Hotness pricks at the corner of my eyes for the first time in my life. I must be crying. I have never cried. Never. Not once. You haven't? Really? I didn't think I was capable of it. This does seem to be more proof that she is a Selkie, wanting to go into the ocean. I agree. Where's her skin? Where is your seal skin? I have wished, begged I could. Only now does it come. A tear falls into the water. I swallow a lump in my throat that refuses to move. How can I cry over this and not them? Those women were right. A monster. What are you doing? The last person in the world I want near me right now, of course. I quickly turn my face away from him, creating a curtain with my hair so he cannot see me. I do my best to speak normally. Just enjoying the sea? All right, poor MC. Let's see what's about to happen to you next. I put on a brisk, irritated voice, hoping he'll just go away. Listen, this love interest ain't going away, okay? He has to have his moment. All right? We're gonna have a heart-to-heart. What do you want? Instead, he crouches closer and speaks in a tone softer than I thought him capable of. Hey, what's wrong? Oh, look at him. He's worried about us. I wish he hadn't said that. More tears spring to my eyes, spilling over and making the hair on my face sticky and damp. It doesn't matter. I'll be fine. The prince came by during training today. I didn't respond. He wanted to update me on the search. Do you want to hear about it? I hide a sniffle with a cough. Still trying to preserve whatever dignity I have left. Yes. The search team may have found evidence of her whereabouts. They found tracks on the far side of the island. It seems she's not there anymore. But they're following a trail along the heather. I try not to get my hopes up. Do you really think I'll be able to find her? Why was she even on the other side? It's not even walkable terrain. Let's just take it day by day for now. We're lucky they found something at all. But I guess this kind of thing is what they're best at. It's almost evening, by the way. I cough through another sniffle. So it is. Are you ready to head to dinner? My treat. Oh, how sweet. I look at him bleary-eyed. disbelieving. Are you mocking me? No, I hate it, but the pigs compensate pretty well. Guess it pays to be a dog. Wow. You are so angry. He seems sincere. I wipe my nose and dab any remaining tears on my face with my sleeve, trying to compose myself. Thank you. I'm sorry, what was that? I shan't repeat myself. Let's go. There's hardly enough meat on those bones to train with those bears of knights. I have no idea what your diet consists of, but it must change immediately. Hurry! He lets me lead him away from the dock, dragging him inside the castle. I hardly notice the tear stains on my cheeks are now dry. They made you lift boulders all day? She is feeding him. Yes, she is. And he's paying for it. Yes, feeling bad about what you signed me up for? Well, I guess she is responsible for him getting a job as a knight. But he was the one who volunteered to go jousting and show off his skills. So it's not our fault at all. Literally, it's your fault, dude. Real. She does like him at least a little bit. I agree. At least a little bit, she likes him. Not particularly. You should hope I don't put those same boulders in your pillowcase tonight. Why would you do that? And also, those boulders ain't fitting into my pillowcase. Also, you're not allowed in my room, okay? You have to stay in the barracks with the rest of the knights, okay? You have no idea where my room is. He frowns. I'm sure I could find out. Good luck with that. She's not afraid of him. She's feisty with him, and I like that. And what have you been doing all day? Twiddling your thumbs and counting your lucky stars that they don't allow women in the cavalry? The cavalry? Listen, that's not what we've been doing at all. We have not been twiddling our thumbs. We went on a fabulously rich date with the prince, and he bought us all the things. He bought us all kinds of stuff. That's what we did. We went shopping. We went shopping with the prince. Although maybe they should, considering the strength with which you keep kicking me. Keep kicking him. I glare at him. I'll have you know, I'm not simply wasting my time. It doesn't matter, and he doesn't care. But I have never had anyone ask about my day, albeit rudely. See, that's the thing with tsunderes. Deep down inside, they're actually sweethearts. They just have to pretend like they're jerks. Perhaps it's okay to share a little. I fill him in on what Sir Hotaru told me, including the war proclamation. I already knew. Then why did you not tell me? Were you planning on leaving the island? That doesn't matter. If you knew. I'll tell you everything from now on. I regard him untrustingly. But what if, he would probably assume that you would know, because everybody knows that. He probably just thought, of course she knows that. Why would he feel like he has to bring it up? How can I take you at your word? He sits back in his chair and sighs. I know the disease you speak of. My eyes widen in shock. What? Take a drink, y'all, MC said. Huh? What? What? How could you? What do you know? He hesitates, giving me the same untrusting eyes as when we first met. It doesn't matter if he doesn't trust me. I need to know. I have to. Theo, if you know anything, you must tell me. You swore it. What do you know? Theo, please. What do you know? I shake him until he responds. If he knows anything at all, then... You were literally drinking as she said it. Perfect timing. It's the Black Plague. Oh my, the Black Plague. I roll onto my side for the 10th time in a row, Theo's words replaying in my mind. No one knows how it started, But in my travels, the villages I saw, one by one, the people's health started to decline. No one ever recovered. He clenches his fist. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I don't know what's afoot here. I can't always keep you safe. Fear starts to worm its way into my heart, but I'm desperate for answers. My parents, I have to stop it, if it can be stopped. I must. The Black Plague. Why is it happening? Where is it coming from? It doesn't match the symptoms they had. But diseases can react differently in different people. It's also confusing. There must be a pattern, some reason that this came about. I have to figure it out before even more perish. I know not why I even care, but something nags at me, telling me to help, insisting that I should. Empathy. That's what's nagging at you to help. I toss and turn again, unable to get to the root of my unease. I fall into a restless sleep. She was crying. I stay silent in my bedroom, miraculously empty of other nights. Somehow it seems worse to acknowledge her tears, so I didn't. I only know a little of her situation, probably more than she does. I'd heard whispers of what happened, but never the entire story, not until recently. All right, okay, he knows things. We're in his head. Marina, that's the auntie, right? I have a niece, you know. Interesting. I was not interested at all. Yes, about your age. But she's not here. This caught my attention. Then where is she? She smiled sadly. With him. It doesn't take a genius to put the pieces together. She hasn't mentioned a thing about her family since we met. Whatever happened, a cornered animal has nothing left to do but bite. A grim part of me wonders exactly what happened before she got to the cottage. I wake after another night of poor rest. I must find out more about where the plague started. All right, we're MC again. I decided to go talk to Sir Hotaru about it. But first, I should apologize for my behavior yesterday. He must think me an overly sensitive fool. Sir Hotaru! I paused at the sight of the prince and Sir Hotaru together, feeling like I've walked into a situation most uncomfortable. Your Highness! Lady Tabitha, luck must be with me today. My lady, how are you? Better, thank you. Am I interrupting something? Perish the thought. I was just on my way. Hotaru, good work as always. My lady, a pleasure. He takes my hand to his lips, completely at ease with the fact that we have an audience, and exits. Oh, he's so dashing and gallant. He's kissing our hand. Sir Hotaru gives an awkward cough. At any rate, how can I help you? I decide to pretend none of that happened in front of him. I want to do more research on the origins of the plague. Is there anyone we can extract this information from? Anyone who may have even the slightest clue? The only thing that comes to mind is going to Finner and obtain information from the source, but as you know, that's not currently a possibility. I would have loved to follow the fallen knight's trail there to search, but alas, the prince is a bit of a what, Milky? What are you saying about the prince? Okay, he's my Pookie, okay? I love him. I love him! I know he's a flirt, okay? I love him. I know he's slightly trash, but he's my favorite. I'm in love. What about the knights had traveled with him? Where are they now? You don't want to get kicked out by Saribot. Saribot's been on a roll tonight. They may know something. Let us check on the barracks at once. I think back to my last experience there. Loud, noisy, and stressful. Nothing about it incites me to return, but I have no choice. All right, let's go. I see it as loud as ever here. Sir Hotaru has to shout to make his voice heard above all the noise. I wince at the sound of the swords clanging, growing ever closer, wondering where Theo is. How can he live in this cacophony? We are here to meet with Sir Peter Lynn's acquaintances, if any. Do you know where to find them? The second he mentions the knight's name, silence befalls the barracks. Eerily so. Ugh, I'm not doing this on my break, Finn. An older knight who is sitting at one of the tables comes over, the sound of his heavy armor heavy and thick. What's all this fuss about? Hello, Sir Finnegan. Did you happen to be an acquaintance of Sir Peter? Yes, sir. Might you know anything about the disease that afflicted him when he first started showing symptoms? Anywhere he may have contracted it? The man racks his brain for information. Peter was sent as a special envoy to scope out the land before the war. Soon as he came back, he said he wasn't feeling too well. No doubt 'twas from Finner. Place reeks of rot. Went to check on him later in his room, but he was already gone. I see. Do you know which region they went to? Southern. They don't receive trade boats on that side. It was easy to gain access to the land. I'm afraid that's all I know. Has anyone been in his room since? No, milady, that room's as good as cursed. No man ventures there. Figures. But there's no such thing as curses. Only things that some are too foolish to understand. I'm about to say as much when Sir Hotaru whispers in my ear. Better for them to think this way, lest we frighten the populace. Understood. That room is better off closed until we can gain more details on the nature of this curse. You know, there could still be... We don't know how the disease is transferred yet, you know? They don't know how it's passed. And there are some diseases that can live on surfaces, you know? So... just keep that room closed. Agreed. I doubt there's anything left in there now. We thank you for your time, Sir Finnegan. The knight nods his farewell, returning back to his table. Sir Hotaru smiles at me calmly and extends his arm. Shall we? As we walk away, he keeps his voice low. We need to access that room. But there is little chance we get it the honorable way. Indeed, it appears not. I can really think of only one way we could gain entrance to that room, and it's by proxy. I hesitate to use him, but Sir Hotaru seems to have already read my mind. Ah, poor Theo. He's not going to be happy about this. Not at all. How's about we use your knightly acquaintance for some research? Yes, poor Theo. Sir Hotaru and I sit back at the study, a spread of books on every medicinal herb known to man splayed before us. I see. You did not speak lightly when you mentioned being experienced in holistic medicine. Any specific reason? I look up at him, but only for a moment. Something in my life required it. He nods silently, clearly thinking of possible scenarios in which I would need to have this much knowledge. I doubt he will arrive at the correct answer. When do you need me to speak to him? Sometime tonight would be best. See if he can sneak away during training tomorrow. The men are always outside during the day. One would hardly notice him poking about. Tonight, then. I have to meet Theo for dinner anyway, especially seeing as I now have new information to share. The fleeting worry that he could fall ill crosses my mind. But I've not heard of any sickness that remains deadly after so much time. Any stagnant air should be well out of the room by now. A second thought crosses my mind, one I dare not speak aloud. I know not yet if Sir Hotaru can be trusted, and is accusable of treason. If I tell him I find it strange that disease struck in the same time as the proclamation, and he tells His Majesty, I try to put the thought out of my head. Occasionally simple coincidences do occur. It could be that all this is... My thoughts are interrupted by a knock on the door. I'll get it. A man I have never seen before sweeps into the room unabashed. Thank you for redeeming water. 'Tis a lot of reading, yes. Hotaru, I'd heard you'd made a friend. Happy to see you cooped up in here with a live specimen this time. Thank you. To what do I owe the honor? A simple check-in on the research. I trust you're making progress. Who are you, and why are you checking in? Are you an auditor? A humble amount, but still making headway. But I trust that with Lady Tabitha here, our fortune will turn. The man looks at me for the first time, his eyes lingering on my hair. It appears it already has. The man bows at the waist with a casual smile. What do you know about us, sir? Why are you looking at us like that? You know, Hotaru has white hair too. Henry, Castle Advisor, and His Majesty's right-hand man at your service. I bet you he's going to be evil. Do forgive me for not greeting you earlier. Tabitha, a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. Lady Tabitha, do tell me, what interests you so in our research? I have finally met someone suspicious of me, and here I thought the castle only bred the trusting sort. Before I can respond, Sir Hotaru surprisingly jumps to my defense. Lady Tabitha possesses extensive knowledge on holistic medicine and treatments. She's more capable than most, and far more intelligent than even more. I am disinclined to part with such an asset. See, Hotaru knows that this dude is bad news. He says it calmly enough, but it's evident he would put up quite the fight if I told I could no longer participate. If told I could no longer participate, I smile to myself. Even if it's simply for selfish reasons, it is nice to feel wanted. He does. You know what? I really like Hotaru. Out of all the side characters that we've met so far, he is the most, the most one I would want to date. As long as we're not related. We do have the same color hair. But I doubt it, right? I think we're like the same kind of people, you know? And MC just doesn't get it. He thinks we're smart. I like Hotaru. He's not a love interest, Milky. We can't date him. He's an undateable side dish. All devs like to do this to us. They make these delicious side characters that we love and are perfect and are wonderful and are hot and amazing. And then we can't date them. And that's always like one of the characters I always fall in love with. They always do this in Otome games. Every time. Why? I agree. Perhaps he can be trusted after all. I would never ask you to part with such an esteemed colleague. I was out of bounds. Neither of them say anything more, and a certain tension fills the room. I don't trust that dude, Henry. I don't trust him. Well, I should be off, so do continue on uninterrupted. I assume you're not close. Henry is the most trusted advisor of His Majesty. But not of you, the most trusted advisor of His Majesty, notice. And to you? To me, he is my superior. Eccentric though he is, he managed to convince His Majesty to fund all our research here. I can't say much of his personality, but his business sense is sound. He's a businessman. A shady businessman? How charitable of him. Does he visit often? Almost never. He was quite the rare occurrence. This right now. He looks at me from the corner of his eye. Certainly he was intrigued that my new colleague so happened to be of the female variety. Is that all? That's fair enough. Not many can read, and it's near unheard of for a woman. Is that why he's so intrigued? I don't know about that. Yes, well, I just happen to have a lot of time inside. Not much to do except read at that point. I change the subject before he can prod for more. Do you possess any books on wild herbs? I should like to make a list of potential antidotes. There's a few already in the study. The rest are in the library. I will warn you, it's quite expansive. It would take a normal person months or even years to sort them all. I have nothing but time now. I better get started before I meet with Theo later. That's all right with me. I'll be off then. Please excuse me. A cure, you say? It's the king! The king and his son totally look alike. Yes, your majesty. Rest assured, I'm watching with a close eye. He's being a spy, that's what he's doing. The king's like, I want you to spy on them for me. An interesting development, to be sure. Do keep me updated, yes. Of course, your majesty. Yes, he's a rat. The king dismisses his advisor, shifting from a powerful demeanor to an exasperated one, and begins massaging his temples preemptively. Bring forth my son, please. You called, father? Yes, I hear you're the reason for our esteemed guest in the alchemy room. That is correct. And pray tell where our guest hails from. She is the family of one of the recruits, father. She has shown prowess in healing and magical knowledge. Medicinal knowledge. Excuse me. She has shown prowess in healing and medical knowledge, as reported directly to me by Hotaru himself. Surely you can agree that she could only help the cause, father. The king sighs and presses his fingers further into his skin. He's like, why? Your son is a sweetheart, honestly. I bet that he's like the son wants to find a cure, you know? He wants to have a cure. Does the king want to have a cure for the plague? I'm not so sure about that. The timing of when the plague hit and the proclamation is rather suspicious. I shall request that you not bring in anyone else without my permission. Prudency in the midst of a war is the utmost importance. Not everyone is trustworthy. The prince says nothing in return. Dissent will not be tolerated. Have you completed the assignment I gave you? Yes, father. The king looks at his son somewhat dubiously. Finally, some good news. That will be all. If I may inquire, father, my migraine is starting to return. Remember what I said last time, or have you already forgotten? I remember. Yet here you are. Yes. However, you are dismissed. The prince closes his mouth and grits his teeth, unable to say anything more. Yes, father. I see children are the same at any age, sire. The king rubs his forehead, still trying to massage away his headache. It would appear so. Doing as I'm told is the only option. Don't ask questions. Don't make comments. Just follow orders. Oh, poor Prince Hikaru. That's all. He's feeling pretty snubbed right now, I think. Why am I making things harder on myself? Ah, Your Highness. Is now a good time? Get out of here, Henry. It's not a good time. Quit being nosy, okay? The prince unconsciously mimics his father's wary expression as he regards his longtime confidant. What is it? I regret to be the bearer of bad news, but I do need to bring your attention to... Why would you want the future ruler to just follow orders, Milky asks. Good question. Don't you want him to have a little bit of autonomy so he could learn how to be a better ruler? You know? Maybe you want to hear him out if he has good ideas so you could be a better ruler? No? The prince stifles a sigh. Is this about the bowl? I'm afraid so, Your Highness. As you know, it will be required for you to select a fiancé soon. His Majesty is intent on your selection of someone of noble blood. Please do try to keep this in mind. I have notes on all the princesses if you wish to see them. Oh, I have no intention of selecting anyone right now. You know this. Yes, well, I know this, but His Majesty is a whole different matter. You're so manipulative. Please, Henry, just give me a couple more months. At least until the upcoming expedition is over. I don't like him either, Milky. I don't like Henry. Henry can step. The advisor sighs, relenting. He's like getting into everybody's business. He's snooping around. He's not just spying and reporting back to the king. Oh no, he's meddling. As you wish, Your Highness. But you are putting me in a most difficult position. He needs to have a more nasally voice than I didn't realize he's going to be such a major character. He's getting top nasal. As you wish, Your Highness. But you are putting me in a most difficult position. I know. I'm sorry. I just need more time. The prince leans against the wall, exasperated. Being born with a silver spoon means never wanting for food, shelter, or material items, but it comes with its own set of rules and requirements. As a royal, he has never been given a single choice of importance. His entire life mapped out before him, his schedule, his marriage, his rule. For all the things he has, the things he truly wants have always eluded him. In the back of his mind, the image of a moon-haired girl creeps in unannounced. Is it us? Oh, yes. Look, he's blushing. He's thinking about us and blushing. I haven't been able to shake my thoughts of her at all. His thoughts return to the ball, and he laughs humorlessly. Just another fantasy that will never come true. Royals do not have the privilege of choice. I'm headed toward the library when I see a group of guards coming my way. I don't really feel like having to deal with the knights right now, so I quickly duck inside the nearest room. I'm waiting for them to pass by when I hear a voice. From behind me, it startles me. Lady Tabitha. Ah! I whip around to see the crown prince himself, leaning against his window with a bewildered expression. Out of all the rooms. I beg your pardon. I seem to have made a very wrong turn. Wait, it's all right. I don't mind visitors. He laughs. No, if it's you, my lady, not if it's you. And he loves us already. He's down bad. Is love at first sight. Tell me I'm better than all those other trollops you had at the castle. The inside of my head is on fire with embarrassment. Still, I beg your pardon. I shall take my leave immediately. He catches my hand. Oh! Please, don't be frightened. No, I'm not afraid, but this is His Highness's private living space. A normal person should absolutely never be in it, other than maids and servants. If this isn't the room you were looking for, allow me to escort you to the correct one. Where were you going? The library, Your Highness. Again, my deepest apologies. With the prince and I walking side by side, the maid's heated whispering commences. I'm sure to become the victim of rumors most uncouth. I sidle closer to the wall, trying to avoid as much eye contact as possible. May I inquire as to what is so interesting in the library? I am to read some books for research, Your Highness. My hope was that some of them may shed some additional light on the sickness. Hard at work, I see. Have you taken a proper break since you've come here? It feels like I've been doing nothing since I got here. I assure you a break is most unnecessary. Is that so? I was hoping to use that as a reason to take you somewhere. Do you want to take us on a date? Yes. The prince is someone I have a very difficult time saying no to for some reason. Where are we? Look at this place. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope you can forgive me for dragging you out like this. I love that he takes us out on adventures, on dates and stuff, you know? He's so perfect. It's a nice change from being locked up from your father all your whole life, you know? It feels like we haven't seen much of each other lately, though we both reside in the same castle. It is a rather large one, indeed. Now that I'm alone with him, the urge to ask about the search festers in my stomach. If I may ask, there wouldn't be any updates on the search, would there? Unfortunately not. You would be the first to know if there were, I swear it. Of course. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. My impatience gets the best of me, I'm afraid. Oh? Well, I don't think there is anything wrong with that. It shows how badly a person wants something. It shows passion, emotion, and feeling, does it not? Oh, yes. Passion. I never really thought about it that way. I suppose it does. We pause in silence for a moment. Were you very close to this family member of yours? I can hardly refuse him information when he's exclusively funding the search. I open my mouth to speak, but the words won't come out. It seems I'm not ready to share much after all. She's my mother's sister, my aunt. We have never formally met. He goes quiet. It sounds like a very difficult situation. He takes my hand and gently caresses it. Oh, my. I cannot claim to understand what you're going through, or claim to know the solution to your pain. But please, never feel as though you have to go it alone. He looks me directly in the eyes, sincere. My door is always open. All I can do is nod. It's so sweet and romantic. I love him. He's my favorite. I love him so much. Here we go again. It's been an uneventful week, all things considered. I've been holed up in the library, painstakingly combing through every book available to me. I've brought my theories to Sir Hotaru, who is keeping potential treatments in the apothecary. Unfortunately, without a live specimen to test said treatments on, our research has hit a pause. Especially since stepping out of the border and treating a Phoenician is out of the question. So lately, out of pure boredom, I've taken to aimlessly watching the knights practice. The barracks are loud, but I've slowly become accustomed to it. The loud noises still strike fear into my heart, but it's preferable to burning all the library books out of frustration. Don't burn the library books. Don't even joke about that. No. The barracks are even more bustling than usual today. I spot Theo on the other side of the yard and walk up to him. Theo!
Tabby.
It's as good as greeting as either of us have managed ever. What's going on?
I don't know. Apparently His Royal Highness is starting us on some training regimen today.
He snarkily emphasizes the prince's title. To his credit, his hatred of royalty has not wavered in all of our time here. What is the training for? The war?
No. I'm sure it's just for fun. Obviously, it's for the war.
I question why I even bother with him. Well, do hope that you don't go and come back with the plague. See if I'll come to your rescue.
Didn't you take some sort of oath to rescue every patient with the medic?
Every patient, yes. Not rats. I lift my nose in the air and leave the compound. Surely there must be something better to do than this. I like sassing him. I do. I head back to the castle and notice that the hallways are also more crowded than usual. How strange. Have I forgotten an event? I'm in the midst of following the hustle and bustle of the staff for answers when I'm assaulted with overwhelming energy. Oh, it's Leticia. Lady Tabitha, oh, I was looking for you. It's the maid I ran into in the ballroom the other day. She seems as energetic as ever today. Leticia, were you looking for me? Of course, milady. Tonight is the ball, the one the crown prince himself invited you to. The ball. I had completely forgotten. Sir Hotaru didn't mention anything about it either. He usually keeps on top of the schedule. I've hardly slept from excitement. Oh, please, let me prepare you for tonight. We only have 6 hours before it starts. Only 6. Just go with it. Go to the library instead, or only for a little bit. No, you know what? We might have a really cute moment with the prince if we go with it, you know? We're just going to go with it. Yes, just go with it. I sigh. I suppose I could use this opportunity to scout for more information. The guests at the ball should be arriving from all over the country. Who knows what new information they may have? Well, all right. It would be ungracious of me not to go after all His Highness' hospitality. Leticia squeezed in excitement. Oh, wonderful. Come this way. I vow to make you the prettiest dame there. No one else will hold a candle to you. Mustn't you get ready for the ball as well? Please, I can be ready in 2 bells flat. Besides, this is a status ball. I don't recall ever having read about the status balls, though I am loath to admit it. A status ball? You haven't heard. It means all His Highness' marriage prospects will be there. Every lady who's any lady will be in her finest gown, jewels, and shoes to ensure that they're the next queen, of course. Marriage? Already? Isn't he a bit young? He's already the age His Majesty was when he'd wed. I heard that His Majesty was quite unhappy with how long it's taking. I'm sure His Highness is under a lot of pressure. Leticia sighs. Oh, poor thing. I can't imagine not having a choice in who you love. I may have lived a sheltered life, but I'm more aware of royal status and the rules that accompany it. Especially in Ling, where only men and women of noble blood can marry into the royal family. Yes, it does sound rather unpleasant. I suddenly feel very sorely for the prince. No doubt the pressure to marry so soon is taking its toll on him. I wonder how he really feels about it. Okay, less talking, more dressing. Chop chop. I don't have any more time to think, because Leticia whisks me away faster than 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I like Leticia. And a little bit here, and a little bit there. Oh, yes, this is good. I would be an amazing lady in waiting. Would you like to become one? I don't remember reading anything about maids being incapable of being lady in waitings. Theoretically, it should be possible. Oh, I'd love to work my way up, but as you know, there are no princesses in this castle, nor a queen. I remember hearing the news of the anniversary of the queen's passing. Well, maybe when I become the princess and the queen one day, I can name you my lady in waiting, because I do like you. It happened before I was born, but Ling has a day of mourning annually even now. I have no idea what kind of person she was. I've never heard the prince mention her. Perhaps it's too difficult for him to talk about. How did she pass anyway? That's so sad. Well, I was only a babe back then, but from what my parents said, she suddenly took ill and passed within a night. Tragic, really. His Majesty never took on another lover, and I think His Highness grew up without his mother. We maids dote on him because of it, especially the older ones. Impossible not to, really. He's too old to be my son, of course, but I respect His Highness all the same. He's always kind, remembers our names, and even petitioned for permission for our servants to participate in castle events. He's perfect. He's such a wonderful prince. I love him. His Highness is sure to be a great king someday. That is indeed admirable of him. Royals do not regularly care this much for their staff. How unusual. Perhaps he feels closer to them than most others since they treated him well. I think back to the maids at my home, who only reported to father if I did anything out of sorts. I don't think they felt any type of warmth for me. Ah, done. What do you think? I found I've outdone myself. Oh, I think so. The dress His Highness bought you is so gorgeous. It highlights your features beautifully. I just knew blue is your color. Teal, dark blue, any color of the ocean, really. Oh, ocean colors. I bet we really are a sulky. Really? You flatter me. I am ordinary at best. I've never received this much praise in my life. I spend most of my time avoiding mirrors as much as I can. I hardly know what I look like anymore. Until now, no one has ever commented on my appearance. I have no idea if I fit the standard of beauty or not. Mother had black hair, and father was brown. I never understood why mine was different. Sometimes I wondered if that was why Mother was always quiet. I tried to change the subject off my appearance immediately. I'm sorry I cannot help you prepare for the ball as well. I am afraid I do not possess any skills in style. I like pretty things, of course, but any item I had quickly become lonely in my room. I was the only one who ever looked at them. Not at all. This is just my calling. It's what I love to do. I'm even compensated for it as a maid. Well, I suppose that's true. Exactly. It's the people's tax money to boot, so it's almost like charity if you think about it. I'm not sure I follow the logic, but I'm not going to tell her that. Allow me to return the favor somehow. Is there anything you need? The people's tax dollars are going to dresses for us. Yes. And the maid to fix us all up for the ball. Yep, that's what your tax dollars are going to, people. You know exactly. Actually, you know. The ambiance is certainly something else. An extremely lively scene plays in front of me.
This music right here, this reminds me of a really old school RPG. You know? One where I'm not quite sure where I fit in. Leticia, I don't know anyone here. Perhaps it's best I head back. Never, you look beautiful. Friends always start off as strangers. So do enemies. That's a frightful outlook. Most will never be enemies. She takes my hand and pats it. I'm here with you. Come. She drags me off to a part of the room separated from the rest. If you find yourself peckish, the plates are here. Served fresh by the cooks, delivered upon request. I'm not feeling very hungry. All I feel is queasiness in my stomach that won't disappear. Where is that man you wanted me to talk to? Oh, Nolan, over there. With the short brown hair. Oh, is this the favor? The handsome one in the blue outfit? Handsome? I'm not sure we have the same definition of the word. The one speaking to that knight over there? I stop myself. Why would knights be here? I find myself unconsciously looking for Theo, wondering if he may be amongst the sea of faces. I don't see him anywhere. They always come as required by His Majesty. It's for safety, but nothing ever happens. More importantly, yes, Nolan is the one speaking to Sir Leonard. I think it was. What'd you want me to do again? She fidgets with her dress nervously. She likes him, doesn't she? Will you tell him that I like him? Find out what he thinks of me. I just want you to test his loyalty for me. Oh, are you suspicious that he's a cheating dog? Oh, it's a different kind of snooping. Is that something that requires testing? This is my first female acquaintance. I have no idea if her behavior is usual or not. I fear I've caught myself in the midst of unnecessary shenanigans. It does. For women like me, anyway. I'm plain looking, so I have reason to worry. I disagree with her, but I hardly think she would listen. Men these days are hardly loyal. It feels like they're always waiting for something better to come along. I loathe to do this, but I did agree to do a favor. A mistake I shan't be repeating. I just walk up and introduce myself. Yes, I want to gauge his reaction. If he hollers and flirts and all that mess, then we know he's trifling. Exactly. All right, then. I wade my way through the crowd and curtsy to this so-called Nolan, trying not to seem suspicious. Excuse me. Good evening. A pleasure. How are you doing this fine evening? I feel terribly awkward. To my ears, the word came out stilted and unnatural, but he doesn't seem to take notice. He answers me brightly and kindly. Well met, milady. And to whom do I owe the pleasure? I am simply a guest of His Highness, Tabitha. A guest? I beg your pardon, milady. He quickly bows and introduces himself. What brings you to the castle? Some overly complicated matters, nothing of interest, I'm afraid. And you? What service do you perform here? I want nothing more than to leave this conversation immediately, but I've lost sight of Leticia. I can only hope she comes and rescues me from this suffering soon. I'm one of His Majesty's personal staff, a role which I'm honored to fill. However, I can still perform tasks for guests, so please feel free to request anything of me if you so need. Common requests include more bedding, fresh clothes, extra food at dinner. He coughs quickly. Not that you need more dinner, my lady, just if you so choose. I laugh in what I hope is a polite manner. Not to worry, I understand. I am indebted to you, sir. I've forgotten his name already. my lady, there you are. I breathe a sigh of relief. The torture is over. I've been looking all over for you. I nod quietly, already putting distance between myself and the man. She pretends to only notice his existence now. Oh, Nolan, I didn't see you there. How are you? Hi. Can't complain. I see you're already acquainted with her ladyship. Leticia beams. Of course, I arranged her entire outfit tonight. Well, you did a wonderful job. Both of you are positively glowing. She flushes a dark red and stammers. Oh, not at all. I simply threw this on. She spent an extra 45 minutes primping. She looks down at her feet and quickly mumbles. You look charming as always. Thank. Anywho, must be up. Come along, lady. She whisks me away before she can finish his. She whisks me away before he can finish his sentence. Phew! My heart is absolutely pounding. Did he pass the test? Yes, I think so. He was kind to you, which is good, but he also didn't ogle, which is even better. He even complimented me. She seemingly calms down from the high and looks at me soberly, sheepishly. Do you think me awful for testing him? I do not think allowing someone an opportunity to show their true colors is a bad thing. Father said that if they thought they wouldn't be caught, most would do abhorrent things. Your father says that stuff about everybody. I knew you would understand, milady. I'm truly blessed to meet your acquaintance. If only you were a princess. I would have vowed to be your lady-in-waiting in a heartbeat. Instead, I shall vow to protect you from the wolves out there. Y'all, is that a Men Are Wolves reference? It is. I have to take a screenshot because I have a Men Are Wolves collection. Okay? Every time we see a Men Are Wolves reference of any shape or form, we take a screenshot and we add it to the collection. We sure do. Oh my gosh, I have to add that one. Yeah, everyone is super nice to this girl. Everyone loves us. They all love us. Men Are Wolves. Screenshot taken. Fear not, milady. I can always tell a good apple from a bad one. I shan't let anyone undeserving stay by your side. I think she sounds pretty positive on the prince. So that must mean that the prince is a good dude, you know? Nobody has said anything real bad about the prince. Whoever you fancy will have to be a fine, fine man to pass my tests. Who I fancy? It's not like I've never entertained the thought. In good fairy tales, everyone gets married and lives happily ever after. But those are fairy tales. My life certainly doesn't fit the description. I have never even seen a happy marriage, nor heard talk of one in real life. I cannot even be sure love truly exists. Yeah, because with a father like yours, I'm pretty sure your parents weren't so happily married. Especially if he treated his wife the way he treated you. But that's still yo daddy. And I get it. You know, you love your family. I get it, girl. If it did, I wouldn't even know where to start. That's where you start, right there. Hi. Hi, Prince Hikaru. My lady, you came after all. It's a pleasure to be here, Your Highness. I assure you the pleasure is mine. Would you care for a dance? Yes. I've never actually danced. Don't worry, I'll lead. He places a gloved hand in mine, positions me just so, and leads us to the dance floor. I'm certain people are staring, so I furiously stare at the ground. I've never danced even once in my life, and now my first time will be with His Highness. I never understood the meaning of dancing or why people do it. I have never even seen anyone dance. Wow, We've never even seen dancing. Oh, we have a CG. Look at this. Just then he spins me around and my dress twirls out beautifully. Oh, look at them. I love it. Oh. She's like Cinderella at the ball. Oh, it's so romantic and precious and darling, and I love it. It's like a fairy tale. Oh, I love it. I like how it looks like they're spinning. You know how the background is blurred with emotion to it? It makes it look dynamic, like they're spinning, plus their clothes, you know? And we get to see how fancy they're all dressed up. Oh, I love it. Oh. It has a very medieval type of a flair to it, you know, like medieval Renaissance-y looking, you know? Well, okay, I know that Renaissance and medieval are two totally different time periods, but the clothing kind of looks like it borrows from time periods like those. I'm just saying, it looks stunning. Looks like research went into it, okay? I love this. Just then he spins me around and my dress twirls out beautifully. It does feel rather exhilarating. The wind tickles the back of my neck as it ruffles both our hair, and I work up the courage to look directly at him. You say you've never danced, but you're a natural. That is surely only because you are doing all the hard work. He spins me around again. I beg to differ. He looks directly into my eyes, and I avert my gaze again. Maintaining eye contact with him is akin to staring directly into the sun. He bends down, whispering into my ear over the music. You are the only reason I looked forward to tonight. Thank you. Oh, y'all, I'm just going to take this as a love confession. Yes. The tips of my ears burn. You shouldn't tease, Your Highness. And if I'm not? He pauses. You shine the brightest in this room. I only wish I could have come as your partner tonight as well. Look at him blushing. Now I'm sure he's just saying things. I know that wouldn't be possible. The crown prince must be the most eligible bachelor in the kingdom. If he were to accompany a woman to any ball, unwanted rumors would be certain to fly. Worse still if the woman is of non-noble blood. Thinking about it sets off a twinge in my stomach. The music stops. I pull myself away, curtsying. Thank you for the dance. I do believe I see there is a line in wait for their chance to be with you, Your Highness. I enjoyed our time together. He opens his mouth to say something, but I leave before he can. Some things cannot be changed. Oh, I loved that scene. Here comes Henry to ruin everything. Your Highness, about our discussion earlier. Henry, I'm not in the mood. I understand. However, I must ask, did any of the fine women catch your fancy tonight? No, I keep saying none of these princesses. He stops himself. One woman caught my eye, yes. Splendid. His Majesty will be most pleased to hear of this development. You used to court so many, then suddenly stopped. I was certain you must have fallen terribly ill, but His Majesty was worried you'd fallen in love. The advisor chuckles to himself. Don't worry. I told him that wouldn't be possible. He is a pain in the ass. Serious. Banish. Gosh. In all the years I've known you, you've never been seriously taken with anyone. Ah, I do make myself laugh. Oh, I do make myself laugh. Your Highness? They're trying to breed him like a panda. He must unite the kingdoms with marriage. The prince had stopped paying attention. Oh, yes. He is sorely mistaken. I'm well aware I have no say in the matter. Having true feelings would be foolish at best.
I know. Such is your burden to bear. I'm truly sorry about that, Your Highness.
No, you're not. You're not sorry. Henry's tone was uncharacteristically sorrowful. It's all an act.
I personally am against it. However, current laws dictate
you don't care. You don't care. Stop pretending. Yes, I know. I know. That all lasted longer than expected. Worst of all, I got sidetracked and barely made any progress on the research. I wonder if Sir Hotaru had more luck tonight than I did. The events of the day replay in my mind until the exhaustion takes over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that's the perfect point to say that's the end of our stream today. We got to go on a beautiful romance. We started a beautiful, darling, precious romance with the prince. The one that I wanted to pursue. Today's boyfriend, Prince Hikaru. I love him. He's so sweet. He's perfect, okay? It's a forbidden love between a common girl, or not so common girl, a magical girl who thinks she's common, and a prince who's supposed to marry a princess from somewhere else, you know? It's a forbidden love. It's a fairy tale romance, okay? It's totally a fairy tale. I love this. I also like the aspect of the bubonic plague in there. So it's not just like just a fairy tale, you know? It also feels like it has like history added to it. And the plague is a really interesting aspect. And the other side characters, like I really wish that Doctor was a love interest, you know? Because he's great. I want him to be, I would date that guy. I really like the Doctor. And yeah, you know, if I'm going to do a Bone Bride Banish with the 3 love interests, we have 3 love interests, okay? They're the redheaded pirate. We have the white-haired Theo. And then we have the black-haired Prince. So between those characters, Bone Bride or Banish, Milky wants the Doctor. Bone the Doctor. I want the Doctor too. I'll say boyfriend, bride, or banish. That's what I'm going to say. Boyfriend, bride, or banish, you know, for vibes. My boyfriend shall be Theo. Theo's the boyfriend because I like an Anki sunbun. I like, you know, the banter between him and MC. I like sassing him. I like his reactions. He's pretty cute too, you know, and he's actually really nice and thoughtful. He does nice things for us. So he's the boyfriend. We'll have fun dates. And then I will bride the prince, okay? Because I love the prince. The prince is my favorite. All right, I don't care what everyone says. We're going to run away together. We're going to elope. And we're going to live happily ever after. Either that, or somehow we're going to take the throne from the king. Okay, we're going to take the throne. We're the next king anyways. And then once we're king, we get to do what we want. So if you want to change the rules so that we can marry who we want to marry, that's what we're going to do, all right? And if we can't do that, we're running away together. That's what we're doing. We're running away together. I love this man, okay? Bride. Listen, he's handsome. He's a prince. He's rich. He's a sugar daddy. You know, he buys us all the things. He's got authority. He's precious and charming. He's flirty. He's empathetic. He's a nice guy. He cares about the maids and stuff and the servants. There's nothing wrong with this man. Nothing. Don't think about the fact that he had a day and a time and an era as a playboy. We're not thinking about that. That doesn't matter. All that matters is he's desperately in love with us now, and we're going to run away together. And my banish, I'm banishing the pirate. Why? Because I don't really know much about the pirate. And what I have seen, the very little bit that I saw of him, you know, I'm not feeling the life on the sea right now. You know, I'm not feeling the life of crime at this time, you know? Yeah. I mean, the pirate life could be fun, I guess. It could be adventuresome, you know? He could be a trash bando, and I like that. But I don't know. I have to see more of him for my heart to be taken away, swept off by the swashbuckling pirate. So I'm banishing the pirate, mostly because I don't know him very well yet, compared to the other two, right? So in recap, boyfriend Theo, bride Prince Hikaru, banish the pirate, whose name I can't even remember at this time because I only saw him a hot minute ago. For a hot minute, a while ago. Milky says bride the doctor. Banish the pirate, and you're not made for a life of crime. You know what? I agree with you, Milky. Well said. I agree. Yeah, Snow Monkey also agrees. Yep. All right then, y'all, we've made our decisions. We know what we're doing with that. Well, I suppose I should save this game. Here we go. We'll end it on this. Y'all, look at how adorable they are. I feel like we had such a really sweet little fairy tale story today. It was a complete, beautiful, charming romance between a prince and probably a Selkie. That's my assumption anyway. I'm guessing she's a Selkie. She doesn't know that yet. All right, if you are interested in this game, let me put the link in the chat to the full game. It's called Twisted Tides. There you are, my stunners. If you enjoyed this and you had fun, go ahead and check out that game. And if you want to see more of the common route here, this demo, this is just the common route, and I did not finish it today. There's still more to go. So if you want to see more of the common route for free, just go to that link. There is a link over to the common route there that you can find. And it's a few hours long, so I don't know how far I got, but I feel like maybe we got through maybe we have a third left or so. Because things tend to go slower when you're reading everything out loud. Anyways, I thought that was really sweet and charming and beautiful. I loved the backgrounds. I loved the fairy tale vibes. I loved the writing. Honestly, the writing was a highlight for me. I really like the MC too. I feel like she's a good character. She's spunky. She's not, even though she's a sweet summer child, she's not annoying about it, you know? She has some backbone. She has a spine. I like that. She's not a wet blanket, y'all. She's a really good MC. Yes. And I especially, y'all, I like the love interest. You know, if you like fairy tale romances, if you like fantasy and all that type of thing, this is the perfect game for you. It really is. And if you like a well-written story that really brings you into a whole world. One of the things I like about this for an indie game, it has a lot of different backgrounds. And I wasn't expecting that. And I think although the music is very beautiful and original, and I appreciate the world building here, there's a lot of characters, and all of the characters had sprites. Did you notice that? There's side characters with sprites. And you don't get that in a lot of indie games. A lot of indie games, the side characters don't have a sprite, or, you know, they don't have very many different scenes, and that's fine too. There's no knock on any of that, but it does make this one stand out a little bit, that it has that depth to it, that it has those extra scenes, that all those different backgrounds, everybody has a sprite. It has a very distinct style in the animation. Well, the graphic art is not animated. It has a distinct style. And I really love that style. I think it's like a book. It looks like an illustrated fairy tale book to me, a picture book. That's what it looks like. Some of the backgrounds almost kind of look like they have like watercolor applications onto them. Anyways, I think this game is stunning. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm definitely going to check out the rest of the game. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the full game because I want to finish this. I really enjoyed this a lot. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, so if you like fairy tales and this is your jam, check it out, y'all. I like it a lot. All right, then. I'm going to say good night, everyone. If you're new here, hi. Thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. I'm Rue, Jitterrue, and I'm super obsessed with Otome games and dating sims and other romance games. Like, really obsessed. And I love to serve them up to you with a side of drama. Well, I also like to rank and roast husbandos. We have discussions. We have a lot of fun here. So if that sounds good to you, consider giving me a like, a subscribe, a follow, wherever you are. And if you're on YouTube, check out the next video, wherever I put it on the screen somewhere. Watch this.